Diversity Saves is a 501c3 nonprofit organization made up of passionate creators, actors, and fans of tabletop role-playing games from marginalized communities who wanted to create a means to amplify voices not only in the community, but in the works we consume across the industry. With the funding from donors, we seek to aid the community with grants for marginalized creators, provide TTRPG supplies and materials to educational and recreational centers to promote education and creative exploration, and uplift voices by providing a platform for underrepresented creators. You can learn more at diversitysaves.org.
Okay. All right. Welcome everybody tonight to Diversity Saves. Thank you for joining us. We just got a couple quick notes at the beginning and we're going to do some introductions. But before I get to that, I just wanted to give everyone a little bit of an overview of how things are going to work tonight with donations, because you are going to be able to actually affect the game tonight. So we've got some in-game donation incentives. For $5, you can add a minor boon or bane, which is a plus or minus 1d4 to a player or the GM. $15 for a major boon or bane, which is going to be advantage or disadvantage. $25 for a wild magic surge, which you can choose a player or you can choose the GM for this to affect. And for $50, you can summon a CR3 creature as an ally or enemy of the PCs. So those are just some ways you can affect the game. Additionally, included with every donation is going to be a digital bundle, including items from Macro Music, Brave New World, Burrowbound, DeMille's Wondrous Works, and a bunch of others, and the value is over $150. If you donate $25 or more, you will get a bundle from Shard Tabletop, which is the VTT we will be playing on tonight, which will include a 6-month subscription to Shard, as well as over $100 worth of adventures, subclasses, music, and more. Lastly, donations from the fundraiser tonight will go to support Diversity Saves grant giving program, which has given back over $7,000 in grants to projects like Windy City Nihilism, the Woke Mental Wellness Podcast, Teaching Indies RPGs, and more. And we will be using Caption Ninja for live captioning, which can be really useful for accessibility, but we do just ask for some patience. If there are any lapses, the tool's still got some ways to go till being perfect. So, getting to what we're actually doing tonight, we will be running a D&D adventure called Horror at Devil's Run by Jeff Stevens Games. I've made some slight tweaks for it. And without further ado, I've talked way too much. I want to go ahead and give the cast a chance to introduce themselves. I don't know if I actually introduced myself, but I'm going to go last. So I will popcorn it over to Sydney. You can just let us know who you are, where you're from, and what character you're going to be playing tonight.
Okie dokie. I didn't realize I was going to go first, so this is going to be very haphazard. Hi, I'm Sid. I go by she, her. I'm from Canada, and I'm going to be playing Glendora Glitterglow, a very fun variant human reclusive cleric. And can I just popcorn it to anyone around? Okay, cool. I'm going to popcorn it over to Katie.
Hey everybody, I am Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. You can find me on the socials at Goblin Katie or on Blue Sky at goblinkatie.com if you're nasty. You will see me playing Wishy Kester this afternoon/evening, and she is a shadow goblin herbalist and a quirky little delight.
And popcorn it over to...
Let's popcorn to Jacob.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jake, and I am excited to play D&D. I am playing a half-orc barbarian named Mork Masher, and you can find all of my information at rollforsandwich.com.
Awesome.
I love that name.
I believe that leaves us with Kay.
Hi. Y'all are probably familiar with me if you've been around with Diversity Save charity streams for a while. I've done a bunch with them. I've done Zil Zaddy, Old Gods of Appalachia. Somehow survived that. I'm Kayla, just KDM Dalliance, depending on where you know me on the web. I do a bunch of stuff, including with Underground Oracle Publishing. Shout out because I'm pretty sure Jess will ninja behind me if I don't. Our Haro POD book just came out on Friday. So go check that out. It's amazing. And keep an eye out because we will be having a horror stream on Zil Daddy in November, starting in November, that I'm also in. If you'd like to check that out. I am playing Kane Vanush tonight, who is I'll say former half orc. They're now a shade darkling, so you know that kind of does stuff to you. A little bit. So they're very, very pale from being dead for a while. Shaved head, but is a rogue. Stab people a little bit. But we'll see how much of the spook we'll have to interact with tonight. And with that, I'll popcorn it back over to Nick.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, my name is Nick. I use he, him pronouns. I run Scry Society. So I also go by Scry. I will be playing everyone else tonight. And again, we will be running this adventure on Shard. I think there will be some... the map will be able to be shown on overlay throughout the night, but also if you want to take a look yourself, you can actually click on the link that I think's been being shared in chat for an interactive watch mode, which will let you click on character sheets and see exactly like what these characters, how they're built. And yeah, it's just a fun little way to like poke around the map and things. So I think without further ado, we can go ahead and get started. So to set the scene, it is a crisp autumn day, and the four of you are walking down a dirt road on your way to the town of Devil's Run, where you know that there is an annual pumpkin festival renowned throughout the land for being filled with of kind of autumn pumpkin themed events, crafts, food, and of course the famed pumpkin festival where the greatest and largest gourd is measured and weighed, and the winner each year is lauded with all sorts of gifts and prizes. We'll say that you all are level 5 adventurers, so you're certainly you're not slouches, but let's say that for the sake of things, you guys just needed a break. You've been, each of you in your own varying ways, probably by this point have helped save no small number of people, and you just wanted a little vacation. And so the four of you have been making your way down this road, and it's getting a little bit cooler, a little bit crisper. And you notice, though, as you guys are walking, that the bird song starts to diminish a little bit, and the bright shining sun is getting a little bit more faded as gray clouds move in, and you feel that chill wind. Why don't each of you just give me a very brief description of what your character would look like walking down the road? And let's go in reverse order of how we introduced ourselves. So I believe, Kay, that would mean we would start with you.
Hi. So Kane Vanush is a little bit stereotypical as far as looks go because rogues. They are a half orc, so they are like 6'2", but they are very skinny, almost like it. As far as half orcs are concerned, like I'd probably be considered like sickly skinny. Built more for climbing and running than for like being a barbarian or punching things. Like that's just not my deal. So she's probably still in like well-worn clothes that look like probably at one time they were very well made, but they're definitely on their last leg now at this point. They've been worn way too long. layers of grays and blacks with as much possible skin covered as she can manage without like dying of heat stroke. A long leather dust jacket that hits about mid-calf, and a deep black hood that she has up. The only bit of color on her is just a little bit of a hand-woven like red bracelet that has like a dangly bit that looks like there should be something there, but that like something got ripped off and she's just kept the bracelet part of it. You would think she would be green. She's not. She's kind of like if someone added a drop of green to a white paint bucket. Except for a set of scars that go across her face, which are the like standard green color of an orc. Got little snapped tusks at the bottom, and she's just like trying her best to like almost like collapse in herself more if she can, which is really hard when you're 6'2".
Yeah.
So she's just like behind the others, just been like, can't see me, I'm not here. It's cool.
Great. And then I think it would be on to Katie.
Hooray! You see, Wishy Kester is what is known as a shadow goblin. And her connection to the Unseelie Fae kind of manifests in what would normally be, you know, the pointy and kind of sharpened features of a goblin. Well, her lavender skin sort of accentuates these normally sharp features and almost seems to emphasize them. She has a big, just massive amount of hair. It's been badly dyed magenta, and so you see like pockets here and there where it's still kind of this stone gray color. She's wearing a very cute little dress. It's a brown dress with a white fitted apron. It would have been white at some point. It is now just a mishmash of stains, and there's mushrooms kind of falling out of one of her pockets, and in another pocket there's a sprig of rosemary that's just, it's so old it's like curved over, and it's no longer a stiff sprig. It's just a flop of rosemary basically. In her hair are all sorts of other little bits of leaf and twig and all sorts of just natural things you might find laying around. She's just over 3 feet tall. She's about 3'4", 42 pounds, if you know, you know. And yeah, her eyes are just these like big black pools, as though she seems very disgruntled about being out in daylight. The eyes are just like as minutely open as they can be, and she looks exceedingly grumpy.
Okay, great. And that'll bring us over to Jake to describe your character.
All right, so Mork is a big, beefy half-orc barbarian, and, you know, dressed in pretty stereotypical barbarian style, you know, bare chest, fur, loincloth, bone pauldrons, and helmet. One thing that is not typical about him is that he is currently walking down the road reading a book. And if you look on the cover, you can see written in Orcish are the words "eat, slay, shove." And so he is, yeah, just, you know, seems maybe like a pretty chill guy.
Incredible. And lastly, then, I believe that will be Sid's character.
Alrighty, so Glendora stands at a towering, absolutely staggering 5'2". She's got this like long peachy hair, just kind of like billowing in the wind. She's got her green cloak, pulled pretty tight on this very crisp autumn day. Her brown boots are kicking along in the dirt, and we actually see her reaching her leather-gloved hand into this like rugged backpack that she's kind of wearing under her cloak. And she's trying to read a map right now because she's pretty sure she's supposed to be meeting her family at Devil's Fun for their annual family vacation, and she hasn't realized the sign actually says Devil's Run quite yet. So she's on the lookout.
Yeah. I'd like to think that like local youths have actually used paint to actually make it look like it's called Devil's Fun, which has just further reinforced your belief that you are on the right path.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great. So I will go ahead then and say that as you all are walking, I think that Wishy might actually be enjoying the clouds coming in and casting a little bit of a darker tint to the previous sunny golden glow that had been basking the forest before, as you find yourselves walking through up towards a ridge. And as you approach this ridge, you start to smell trampled earth, like recently tilled earth, and smoke, and something sharp and coppery in the air. And as you crest this low ridge, you see ahead of you a hillside camp on the other side. Torn tents hang in ribbons. Wagons lie on their side, crushed and split by these thick, purple, corpulent vines that snake through wheel spokes and canvas alike. Red, swollen gourds pulse along those vines like beating hearts. Most of the campsite is abandoned, with bedrolls still unrolled, meals half eaten, and lanterns still burning low in the mud. What do you do? And I should say, you are just on the outskirts of the town. You know that this is like one of the last places where folks stop to camp when they want to save a little bit of money and not have to pay at the inn. So you're just on the outskirts of town here.
I think Kane's automatically going to assume something's going to attack them. And just maybe like step a little bit more into a shaded area.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more out of sight.
Wishy turns her nose up into the breeze and kind of.
Okay, well, there's that noise. What there's sound, smell. What there's a smell.
And give me a perception check with that, Wishy, if you
Okie
wouldn't
dokie.
mind. You can either feel free to roll at home or click on your character sheet on Shard.
Okay, I will do it on here just for ease. You said perception, right?
Yes.
Boop. Oh!
A natural 20.
What is that first roll?
First roll.
With a natural 20, with the beautiful customized dice too, no less. Wishy, while you were using your nose, the thing with a natural 20, you kind of sift through the previous sense already described, that like tilled earth and smoke, and now certainly the unmistakable scent of blood. But through that, you smell the sense of like a sort of earthy incense. Almost like a potpourri that you might find. I think it immediately brings to mind for you like magic shops you've been in the past, and you sense it as you kind of hone your senses on that natural 20, and you look in the direction of this tent in the distance, this purple, beautiful canvas, which looks to have like some sort of script written around it, wrapped with a thick vine going into it, and you can see smoke coming out of it that is not smoke from a fire, but smoke that you can tell with that natural 20. This is coming from some sort of like brazier that one might use for this sort of potpourri or this sort of scent. And with the natural 20, while you're focusing on your nasal senses, your ears hear the distant, just faintly on the wind, muffled screams coming from that tent.
I think with the get to the tent cane just kind of like falls into the grass and starts like slinking.
I think Wishy follows suit, but in her druid mindset, she moves a lot faster on all fours, and so she like plants her palms on the ground and starts running on her feet and hands, and it's like disturbingly effective.
Incredible. I'm disturbed hearing this. So Glendora and Mork, do you two follow suit? Do you have other plans?
I think Glendora will follow suit. As far as she's aware, it's a slightly unconventional vacation spot, but she's here for the ride. So she wants to see what this is all about. She's just kind of like skipping, galloping behind, very nonchalantly, very happily. So, yeah.
Okay. I will say, as you all make your way towards this tent, we did get a donation coming in for a wild magic surge from Buzz for Katie. So I will say,
You were so happy there for a split
with the hands and feet running, I am going to say that Wishy somehow makes it to the tent first. You hear unmistakable now the sounds of muffled screams and as if someone is struggling just inside. And as you approach, do you open up the tent flap?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
As you do, you rush in, and here's what I'm going to say for this wild magic surge. In your rush to come in, you actually, as you enter the tent, it is filled with all sorts of bits and bobs and knickknacks hanging from the ceiling of various bits of bone and twigs and colored cloth. You see, this is clearly some sort of like divination focused place, like a fortune teller's tent. And on the floor in this tent, you see the thing that is most out of place here, writhing on the ground. You see her feet first. A woman is wrapped thickly wrapped in these thick purple vines, almost like an anaconda, and it's wrapped around her face. And you can see she's got her hands up here, just barely holding them back enough to keep a little bit of air. And that's who shouts you here. But in your rush to come into the tent, you knock over that brazier of herbs that was bringing that heady scent into the camp. And I'm going to need you to roll a D100 for me real quick.
Okie dokie.
Which you can either do, if you do it on Shard, you can click on the little dice icon in chat, click the D100, and then click the roll button while I pull up the wild magic table.
Let's see. Where is the D100? Oh, there it is. Doing good here. All right. Roll.
And while Katie rolls this, folks, I will usually try to introduce these as soon after you donate them as I can. And that is a 69, the rarest of all the magic, wild magic surges. We can get some nices in chat.
We are adults here.
We are adults. This is actually great. This is a great effect to happen, Katie. So as that brazier hits, I'm going to say that the rest of you are all at least within 30 feet of Wishy. Maybe not right behind, but as the brazier hits, there's like an explosion of sparks, and suddenly each of you sees the other disappear. As Katie, each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. The invisibility ends when you attack or cast a spell. And I will say that includes the woman in the vine. So now you just see the vine twisting and turning around an invisible figure. What do you do?
Are the vines visible?
The vines are visible.
Okay, I'm going to... do I recognize these vines being an herbalist? Have I ever seen anything?
I'd say a nature check with advantage.
Okay. So let's see. There's one. I don't know how to do it with advantage. So I'm just
there should be a little. Okay, I was gonna say there's a little. Advantage
I see it. I'm sorry.
Up.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You got to. Okay. On an unnatural 20, you can tell that these vines definitely you'd recognize these. These are vines that you would typically see in like a pumpkin field, a pumpkin patch, but they are maligned and twisted and corrupted. There is something not right about these vines. You can tell that something. They're almost like veined with these like red pulsing like veins and arteries that and these like glowing small like nodules that you can see might soon become pumpkins as they appear to be attempting to drain this woman of her blood.
Okay. I'm going to take out my sickle.
Yep.
And start sliding it, kind of being real careful to try to keep it as close to the vine as possible. Start trying to like slide it under them.
Yep.
To free
hacking
the woman. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me, let's say this is less of an attack roll. This is almost more of, I want to say like it's not quite a sleight of hand. I don't, you know what, let's call it an attack roll. And we'll see, we'll go from there. Let's see how, because you are technically using your weapon. So let's go with that.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put my sickle on here. So I'm just, she actually pulls out a scimitar.
Okay. Totally fine. That's, yep.
All righty.
Oh no. With a natural 1.
You were doing so well.
I will say this,
so well.
in Wishy's defense, the woman is invisible. So you go you think that you're going well. And what actually happens is your scimitar, just as you start to like carve it through, you hear a yelp of pain and suddenly blossoming blood before the woman, and actually she's still invisible, I'm realizing, just blood going down her leg. You've like sliced it just along her ankle. And you can't tell, you are still getting the vines, but you did deal, go ahead and roll 1d4 for me.
Sure.
I won't say full 1d6 from your scimitar.
Thank you.
And
you're very kind.
Unfortunately, it's a full 4 damage. So it's a pretty bad cut, we're going to say. This woman has the stats of a commoner. So things aren't looking too hot. So let's go ahead and jump over. While this is happening, Kay, Sydney, and Jacob, you guys are all invisible, and you see Wishy poof into appearance, holding a sword as they start hacking at this vine.
I'm just going to assume that's what we're supposed to go for. And also go for the vine. I can't see the person, so I'm just like, fine.
I will say, this vine, it extends well out of the tent. So, like, you can choose to hack it wherever you would so choose, whatever makes sense. And so Kay's going to make an attack. Are Sid and Jacob going to do the same things?
Yes, I will make an attack.
Yes.
All right. How about, to speed things up, each of you give me an attack roll with your various weapons. And then depending on how those go, we'll see how well this is resolved.
GM, as a question,
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, so because this vine kind of like extends out from the tent, Klingandora actually cast Sacred Flame, maybe towards a section that isn't holding on to a person right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Will do. Okay.
All right.
Found the brains of the party.
I will say the Sacred Flame will automatically succeed because the vine cannot currently make a dex save as it's busy grappling. So you could go ahead and just roll the damage for that Sacred Flame. I do see that Kane rolled a 3 on their attack.
For a total of 9, because I have a +6.
All right. And that is a 5 damage from Radiant. And what did Mork get?
He had a 15 reckless.
Okay, great. And how much damage is that gonna? That will hit, because you need to get an AC or a hit of 10 to get through because these lines are tough. They are thick.
1, 12.
Okay, so between the 12 from the attack of, what was Mork attacking with?
Great axe.
So yeah, Mork's great axe, the Sacred Flame, and then Wishy's sickle. You guys sever the vine, we'll say like a couple feet away from where the invisible woman is. Each of you poof back into appearance, and you see the vines that are wrapped around the woman start to go a little bit slack. They don't suddenly fall off of her, but you now get the sense that you might be able to get these vines off of her.
I would like to try to do that.
All right.
Them off of her.
Okay. I'll say that with 4 of you there, we don't have to roll for this. You're just able to, now that you've severed the vines, just rip them off of her. And she takes a deep gasping.
I'm going to deal with that blood wound that our goblin gave her.
Okay. You said how are you gonna apply like a medicine check here? Are you gonna heal?
I'm just wrapping something on it and doing it tightly because I'm like, I'm gonna stop the bleeding at least, and we'll get you to
Wait,
someone who knows what they're doing.
Before you do,
And I reach into my hair and pull out like a lump of moss, and I lick it and I smack it down onto the wound. And this is my roving pharmacy
nice
deal. So I don't know if it'll do anything, but
give me a medicine
she
check.
definitely believes it does.
Yeah, I'll say with an advantage because Kay is also applying some sort of like pressure here. So let's see what you can get with a medicine check with advantage.
Do you want to roll since you started it?
I have a +1 medicine, so if you have a better medicine.
I think I might. Okay.
To help, I'm just ripping my already terrible looking clothing into a strip.
Yeah, I'm going to do the roll because I've got +6.
Yes,
Yeah.
incredible. So go ahead and do that,
Okay.
and use it. Once you click it, you can click the little advantage button next to it.
Perfect. I did not get a little button. Oh, there it is. Okay, advantage.
Yeah.
I am on fire.
All right, a 15. Okay, I will say that with the combination of this wet moss and perhaps a bandage from Kane, you guys are able to staunch the flow of blood. But no sooner have you done that, has the woman stood up and she's grabbed Mork by the face and she's kissed you on the cheek, the left cheek, the right, kissed you on the forehead. Thank you, you saved me. Many blessings upon you. Have you saved the others? Where are the others? And she tries to like push past you before she like collapses from clearly like she's not.
She goes to collapse.
Yeah.
So
no,
whatever
I'm
color,
missing lots of blood.
whatever color green is when it turns bright red, that is the
Purple.
that is what Mork looks like.
Yes,
right
and
now.
this is I will say she is, you see from the points of her ears, this is probably a half elf, middle-aged, could be anywhere from 50 to 150 years old. She's got sort of like slightly hair that's just starting to gray. It's wrapped in like a now very messy frazzled bun. And she has like a shawl around her. You see several like bloody wounds on her arms, chest, and neck. And she smells deeply of patchouli and just like that. All the scents that you could tell were coming from that earlier check were definitely coming from this tent. And she goes, the others, have you saved them? And you hear now as she goes silent, like it is completely silent in this camp, other than like the sounds of the embers burning.
They're probably dead.
No, they must not be dead. They didn't seem to be killing anyone. They were just taking them.
You're the only one here.
I did not see puddles of blood outside, but there is no guarantee they're alive, so I'm going to go search.
I think that they were dragging the bodies away, but something about my brazier, it seemed as if it dulled or slowed this thing. So when it came into my tent, I was able to mount some sort of a defense. But this all started when that peddler came to town in that damned rattling wagon of his. And she starts muttering a curse in Elvish under her breath.
I'm just gonna lean towards Mork while holding her from being fainted and be like, "Is it normal for half elves to just start muttering to themselves in Orcish?"
She pushes past you and pushes through the tent, and she starts looking around. You see, she falls to her knees. But where is everyone?
While she's having her moment outside, I'm going to start inspecting the tent to try to figure out what she was burning that seemed to dissuade them from interacting with her.
Yeah, I'll say that you get the sense that this was sort of just a kind of like a concoction of various herbs that are used to kind of like in divination rituals to sort of get folks to kind of relax and not be too stressed out. It's sort of just like mellow people out. It's
Yeah.
not like an intoxicant or anything, but
Yeah,
just
yeah.
something that sometimes fortune tellers will use to try to set folks' nerves at ease.
So she
Yeah.
sedated the vibes.
A little bit. The vibes are a little bit sedated.
They hurt patchouli.
And
I'm
yeah,
going to.
go ahead.
All right. I'm just going to like grab a little handful
Yeah,
of some of the unburned
yeah.
stuff she had sitting around and just kind of rub it into my hair.
Okay.
Yeah, we should probably go talk to the lady.
Yeah, and you just see her. She's outside on her knees, clutching a handkerchief, just crying, and shoulders shaking.
Fine, we'll go talk to her.
But
Someone-
us talking.
Yeah, someone who's good at it should probably go do it. I did tell her everyone was dead like 30 seconds ago.
I'm actually surprisingly good at talking.
I will say, you don't see any bodies in the camp.
Mhm.
There are no corpses here, but there are signs. I will say, you do all notice all of the vines are coming away from the direction, or from the direction that you all are walking towards, coming from the town of Devil's Run.
Okay. I'm going to walk out and walk up to her and just kind of reach out a single sort of unsure hand and pat her shoulder.
Did he go that way?
And I point to the town.
They must have. That must be where they were taking. But what about little Angus? And you see she rushes over towards these two wagons towards the north, and a like a navy green tent out for a forest green tent. And you see her feverishly like going through the tent and pushing aside the bedrolls. Everyone give me a perception check real quick.
I do this at disadvantage.
I have an 11.
Okay. It looks like, again, Wishy's perception just seems to be off the charts with a 21. Wishy, as you're over there, you see Bella is there going through the tent. You see huddled in the bushes, a small child is like hiding in the shadows and looks like deathly afraid. And is like kind of like quivering, hiding in this like bramble.
I'm going to get down on my belly and kind of crawl over and stop every once in a while.
What?
You do know that makes you creepier, Wishy.
Yeah, you see the child notice you and goes, help, no, please.
Be a friend.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I believe I get advantage on persuasion,
All right, so this
if I'm
will be
not
a
mistaken.
straight,
So just
check then.
No, wait, wrong thing. Okay,
Okay.
so just regular.
Okay, yeah, so this will be persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay, that's the first roll. Oh
Okay.
no.
13's not terrible.
Hey.
Okay.
all right.
I will say with a 13, this child does not bolt, which if you got under a 10, that was going to happen. But they don't move closer to you. And you a friend? Is my mom out there?
There's a half elf over here. If that's who you're looking for, just staying as far away from the kid as possible.
At that point, Bella like comes out of the tent, crazed eyes. Angus, is that you? And she
Is he
rushes
small?
over, and you see this little boy. Oh, Miss Bella, they took Mama. They took her. And she takes this young boy and gives him this like deep hug and holds him close. And you see as he just lets out these sobs. And she says that it was those pumpkin monsters. They took Mama and they took Papa and they took the gnomes. They took everybody. And I was too afraid to do anything. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm supposed to protect my family and and he just starts like he devolves into just kind of like childish, like totally he cannot understand this gibbering.
Kane doesn't know how to interact with children, so they're just gonna come over, put a hand on their shoulder, and hold out a spare dagger to them and be like, "You probably need this for next time."
You see, Bella's like, okay, normally, Angus, I would say no daggers, but in this specific case, yes, daggers.
If you see, you stab. It is gonna demonstrate as stabbing.
Don't stab anyone. Don't just stab anyone you see. If these vines come to take you, you stab vines, not people.
If you see anyone coming in an aggressive manner, you stab nearest parts.
Oh, okay, we'll revisit this later.
It's just like the proper stabbing form.
Incredible. I'll say that, yeah, you hand over this dagger to young Angus. He's a young human child, probably about like 8 or 9. And Bella just pulls you guys aside as Angus is like looking at the dagger and says, if you all would not mind escorting Angus and I to town, perhaps his mother was able to escape. I would be most grateful. In the meantime, I may have one thing that may help. Let me just run back to my tent. And Sean in chat donated an uncommon magic item to give at the GM's discretion. And so because I am a person who loves the dice, I'm going to roll a D20. And just in the order of my screen, it's going to be like 1 through 5, 6 through 10, etc. It's going to go Sydney, Katie, Jacob, Kay. So I'm going to roll this to see. That is a 15, which I believe would be 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 15. I believe that would be Jacob.
All right.
And she rushes over to her tent and starts digging through. She opens up her this chest and she starts digging through her things. And I am going to add to your equipment. Let's see. And we are also halfway to the first giveaway. If we hit that amount, let me just look for uncommon. And here we go. She pulls out. I'm just looking through all my fun things. What would make the most sense in this specific example?
Pumpkin carving kit.
Probably.
Kind of cool. Okay. I am going to say that she pulls out a thing of this like magical like a small or whetstone, a very smooth, like a black onyx stone that almost has an opalescent sheen to it. And she rushes over to you, Mark, and she says, use this whetstone on that big battle axe of yours. It will make it much more powerful. And essentially what this will do is each time you use this, you can do it once per day. It will essentially turn your battle axe into a +1 axe. I'm sorry, is it a great axe you have?
It's a great axe, yes.
All right, so I'm just going to add, for just to make it easy, +1 great axe to your inventory.
All right. Oh, thank you very much.
I think it will come in handy with cutting these vines. So, but we must be quick. We must be quick to Devil's Run. Yeah, and so seeing like a pretty thorough search of that tent with a natural 20 earlier, like Wishy would have smelled or heard if there were any other like villagers or anything hiding here. So you all feel pretty confident that like there's no one else here, and so all that's left to do is to head towards Devil's Run.
Question: we smelled blood as we were approaching.
Yes.
Is there any sign of people injured other than the woman with bleeding legs?
Yeah, so what you can see is like in some of the tents or the wagons where you would suspect the attack happened when the vines came in, they you see like either drops of blood or pooled blood where it seems like perhaps in the initial struggle of the vines, and some of that blood is on some of these leftover vines that are here in the town. It's as if the vines themselves are infused with blood.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a little chunk out of a vine to kind of examine as we go.
Yeah.
And I will climb up. Who would be okay with little 3'4" me perching
Probably
on you typically
either
as
of
we
the
travel?
half-orcs.
You like a boost.
Okay, I'll climb up on Jake this time.
You need
And
to
I just sort of climb up his back, like,
You
you know,
need
like
to
a
say
kitten
puppy's
trying
first.
to get dinner early, and perch on his backpack and just examine this thing while we're traveling.
Okay, great. So I will say that the village of Devil's Run itself is not very far. It's probably like maybe a 15 or 20-minute walk from here. And oh yeah, go ahead.
As we walk, can I track? Because you said there are some vines heading towards the town. I just kind of like in my periphery want to keep an eye on those vines as we walk towards the town and see where they break off.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and just give me a perception check to see as you're moving along. With a natural 1, Kane, I think you tell me what is distracting Kane. What would make it so that you're unable to focus on this task at hand?
It's the fact that we have a kid in our group now. Kane is like, I don't like this, and the kid's like chattering, and it's like, this dagger is so awesome. How do I step? Do I step here? Do I step here? Do I step here? Like, and the kid's like, I regret every decision I've made since I've woken up this morning.
Yes. Incredible. So I will say, as you guys head down this path towards the village, kind of following the trail of vines, occasionally you see like disturbing signs of struggles. Like you see where one of the vines are. So some of these vines are still there and seem to be sort of like lifeless, but you can see gouges in the road from where the vines had gone down before, and like hands, as if hands had been dragged through the dirt as they were clearly fighting. But what it tells you is folks were still alive as they were being taken away. As you get a little bit closer, you get towards just on the outskirts of town, and there's a big wooden archway with a hand-painted sign that says, "Welcome to Devil's Run Annual Autumn Pumpkin Festival." And you see that there are these orange and gold buntings that otherwise on another day might have been kind of beautiful, but almost seem really eerie as they clash with what you see beyond a half-ruined town of Devil's Run. You see that those thick purple vines wind up porch through shutters, breaking through windows, kind of scattering. You see wagons are overturned. There are a few people in the street that you see are trying to like help others and put things back together. But it certainly does not look like the site that you would expect. It's smashed pumpkins on the ground, and where you can see there would have been a big pumpkin carving contest, wagons overturned with all sorts of like pastries and drinks and other things. It's a tough sight to see, and all throughout those purple vines and the blood spattered ground, where it looks like perhaps more of a fight was put up here in the town. So you guys are coming from, on this map, it would be the bottom right corner. So kind of coming in from this side of town. These initial buildings that you see here on the outskirts look to have been mostly untouched by the vines, but you see no signs of people there. Like you see in the distance closer to the river, a larger building that you take to be probably the town inn or tavern. Where there are folks that look to be like gathered.
We should probably drop the kid off.
Yeah, and I think Bella sort of puts her hands to her mouth as she sees, her this town in this state of affairs.
I assume it doesn't usually look like this.
Sorry.
No, it's normally just people laughing and dancing around the pole, and children making crafts, and this is terrible sight.
Is there any I want to kind of scamper around and check like the trees and vegetation in the area, and just double check that like nobody has left a druidic warning or anything like that. Maybe hinting at what's happened here.
Yeah, I would say probably either investigation or perception. Might get slightly different results depending on that.
Okay, I'll do perception.
Okay. Okay, with a 16, you don't notice anything particularly out of like that would be druidic in nature, or anything that would hint to you that someone's like left a clue or anything like that in the trees or the plants nearby. You do see that as you get closer, the pumpkins that are growing on these vines are like reddish in tint rather than orange, and seem to be glowing with like an inner light. And as you guys make it closer to this inn along the river, you start to hear screams of someone saying, "No, don't take me, not my husband." And as you get closer to that inn, you see a man being dragged by a creature that you've never seen before, that looks like this. I'm going to pop it up on Shard. A kind of a massive pumpkin with these 8 vine-like legs sprouting from it, and these eyes and mandibles, what can only be described as like a large pumpkin spider. And you see that it has shot these vines out around this man's leg that is just outside the inn here, and is dragging him, while the villagers, none of whom are warriors, are like throwing rocks and attempting to grab the man and like hold on to him, but this creature seems to be stronger than they are. And I will go ahead and huddle you guys over here on the map.
Yeah, I'm gonna full tilt because when Kane wants to move, my walking speed is 45.
Yeah.
so I'm full tilting.
So I would say go ahead and give. Let's just roll initiative real quick on this. Let's see where we're at.
Did I roll? No.
I have an 8.
All right.
Trying to figure out how to roll. There we go. I figured it
Our
out.
initiatives
You're good.
garbage.
And you can see this woman screams, "No, Hank!" as she's like pulling, trying to hold on to him. And the creature is going to get. Oh, and sorry, Mork, what was your initiative?
8.
8. Wow, no one above a 10. But fortunately for you, the Pumpkin Terror rolled almost as poorly as you all did. So Mork will be up first, followed by Kane.
All right.
Oh, and also, just so you know, because Katie, this may come up for you, you had a major boon donated to you from Cassius335, so you have advantage on a roll of your choosing.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna
hang on to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled
so
a
ahead,
1
Mork.
for initiative, but I'm gonna save it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Mork, you are, it looks like, about 30 feet away from Hank, who is being dragged by this Pumpkin Terror.
Dragged by essentially pumpkin spiderweb.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to run up there, and I would like to try to use my first attack to sever the web.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. I'm going to say, so this thing's armor class is going to be, because you were trying to make like a pretty specific attack on a targeted area, it's just going to be a little bit higher than its normal armor class is.
I'll do reckless.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 22.
A 22 will hit even the additional armor. So yeah, we'll go ahead and roll damage for that.
Just 6 damage.
Okay, so you slam the axe down, and this web is made of just like like you've fought giant spiders in the past. This web is really hardy stuff. 6 damage will not be enough to fully sever the web, but you can see that it cuts like almost halfway through this like thick, almost coiled. It's like several vines wrapped around each other, and get it about like halfway through.
All right. Well, then I'll use my second attack to try and finish it off.
All right. And yeah, you'll still have advantage because of reckless.
Yep. That one is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Ooh, that's max damage. So
I think this is
16.
going to be enough. Yeah, you needed a total of 20 to get through it. So between those two, you bring that axe back up for the second cut, and you slam it right through the web, severing it and freeing Hank from this creature's grasp.
Sweet. I would like to use, if possible, the rest of my movement to just sandwich myself between him and the spider.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Kane, you see Mork run up and with 2 mighty swings of his now magically enhanced axe, free Hank, but the creature itself is still hardy and hale.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run up, and he's engaged, so I get sneak attack if I do hit.
Yes.
Let's see if I actually hit. Hey,
That is, Kane can roll above a 10.
I
I'd
can't
love to
roll
see
above
it.
Yeah.
A 23 will hit. And you can, I was gonna say you can roll the damage there,
So
and that
17
includes the
damage,
sneak
just
attack.
Stabbing my dagger, like I run up. It almost looks like I've turned a little bit into like smoky like mist. I run up and just like apparate right beside the thing and just stab it in the abdomen.
Which is
with the
perfect
dagger.
because you literally run through a crowd of villagers. Again, these people are terrified. They're like throwing like rocks, and some of them are like rushing to grab shovels. They don't really know what to do, and you guys show up out of nowhere. Kane, so you get that attack in. Do you have anything else to do on the rest of your turn?
No, I'm just gonna like hide, I guess, with my bonus action.
Okay.
Just like
That's great.
Nussy.
That will actually, Hank will be next, and he is just going to he's kicking his feet and he's just trying to push back. He's still kind of wrapped up in the vines, but enough that he's able to move back into the crowd of these people. And I will say, Mork, he is going to suffer an opportunity attack from the pumpkin terror, but because you chose to put yourself in between them, are you willing to step in front of the terror to take the attack for him?
I am, and I think I recklessly attacked, so that would be an advantage against me.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to go ahead and roll. I like to let's do. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and do a bite attack, and with advantage, roll double 12. So for 17, does a 17 hit Mork?
Yes.
Okay. So he is going to deal a total of 8 piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. 16.
Okay, you do not, as he bites you, these the mandible vines you can see started to grow out. It was going to attempt to grapple you, but you rip through those vines.
I'd like to use my reaction.
Yeah.
So I can't find it on Shard.
Yeah.
But I basically could yell really loud at it when it attacks me, when it tries to hurt me. So you see, Mork has been surprisingly calm for an orc thus far, especially an orc by barbarian. But you can see as this thing actually hits him, he kind of falters a little bit, and just lets out a scream of frustration in its face.
Yep.
And I think it's a 1d6.
This is is this the booming magnificence?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah, let me double check. Path of booming magnificence. It is roar of defiance.
Yeah.
1d6 thunder damage.
Thunder damage. Okay.
And I am gonna have to make a. Looks like it's gonna be your charisma bonus +2. Okay, so let me double check. So that is plus proficiency. Okay, so that'll be, I think, a 13 he needs to beat. So this is a con save. He got a 9. So he will take, go ahead and roll the thunder damage.
I did. It is a 1. But it is a really loud yell. So yes. I did hurt him with a yell. So.
Incredible. Amazing. So you do that. You guys just see Mork scream at this creature, and it quails back a little bit. And that brings it to the pumpkin's turn, the pumpkin terror. So it is actually, I was going to roll to see which of you two it was going to attack, but I think Mork definitely got its attention. So it is going to attempt first to grapple you with its bite, which will still have advantage. So it gets a 22. So that's going to be 9 piercing damage against Mork. And is Mork raging?
Not yet, no.
Okay. And then I need you to make that strength saving throw again.
That's not a good one. 8.
Okay, an 8 will not be enough. And since you are grappled, it is going to use its bonus action to use its drain blood attack. So it's going to sink its fangs into you. It still has to make an attack, which, let's see, with advantage, an 18 will hit. You are going to take only 1 necrotic damage, but your hit point maximum is reduced by that amount until you finish a long rest. And then from there, it is Glendora's turn, followed by Wishy.
Okay. How hurt is Mork looking right now?
I'm not exactly sure. Sorry.
Okay.
No worries. I've used Char before, and I'm not sure how.
Oh, I can be. I could have done this damage to you. So you would have taken 1 from the drain blood, 9 from the bite.
And then I don't know how to reduce my maximum.
Don't worry. We can, for now, we'll just kind of keep it so that we'll just remember that you're down by 1.
Okay.
And then you took the other one was a 17, was 9. Yeah, it was 9. So that's, I think that's just 10 total. It bit 9. Yeah. Because I was going to say it bit you the once with a 17. Oh, and it did 8 piercing damage on that one. There we go. Okay. So Mork, you are down to a total of, it looks like 37 out of 55 health.
So not terrible.
Not halfway.
That's what's happening.
Okay. Glendora's going to keep that back of mind. But she does realize that she has 2 pretty capable people up against the spider. She knows when to step out of the spotlight. So what she's going to do from her steady 30-odd so feet of distance is that she twirls her fingers a little bit. A small flame manifests on her index finger, and she's going to give a gentle blow and cast Sacred Flame on this spider creature. So I believe that is a Dex save of DC 15 on the spider's end.
All right.
Yes.
Well, this thing has a -1 to Dex save, so let's see how this goes. I rolled a 7, which is not going to be enough. So yeah, you will be able to go ahead and roll that damage. This is Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame, yep.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So that's going to be 7 points of radiant, and then just to give a little bit of extra coverage, she's going to call on her assistant and cast bonus action Spiritual Weapon and try to get it up I should ask, are we using flanking at all, or?
Yeah, I like to play with a home flanking or homebrew flanking. So yes, I
Love flanking rules.
as long as you guys are cool with knowing that my monsters get flanking too. So.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. In that case, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and I'm going to get it basically opposite of where where Mork is. So basically on like the bottom left corner of like where the pumpkin spider is.
Yep.
And I think I can attack when I cast Spiritual Weapon, I believe.
Yes, as a bonus action, I believe. Yeah,
Very,
because
very
we're still playing with the 2014 rules. I know Spiritual Weapon got a little bit of a nerf in 2024, but yeah, I still play with it says you create it, and then when you cast it, you may make an melee spell attack against a creature.
Excellent. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to say that her spiritual weapon actually resembles like a bowling pin of all things. She comes from a family of jugglers. It's a family trait.
Love it.
So bowling pin is up, and she's going to try to give it a nice whack-a-mole whack over the top, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be dirty 20 to hit.
Yes, that will definitely hit. And you said this, it looks like a bowling pin?
Yeah.
Or a rolling pin?
Bowling as in the sport.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Cool. So that's going to be a hot 12 points of force damage. And then with the rest of her turn, she's going to give a thumbs up over to Mork and Kane just mouth. You got this! I believe in you! And that's Glendora.
All right, cool. I'm just going to have this little token here, this little pink token be your spiritual weapon. And so it will take 12 force damage. You do see the creature appears to be bloodied as you slam into it with this, it like cracks open some of the pumpkin and some of its like seeds and ichor oozes out of the side. And that brings us to Wishy.
Okay. I'm gonna get weird. I am going to use Druidcraft because I can make seed pods open using Druidcraft.
Okay. Incredible.
I'm gonna make some of those pumpkin seed pods that just became visible open.
Yeah. Okay.
This
I
could
like
be
that.
disastrous, but we're gonna try it.
Okay, let's go ahead and say, I think in order to do this in such a way as to harm this creature,
I do have to move up because I have to be within 30 feet. I just
Okay.
that.
Okay. I will say, I will defer to Wishy. You can either make this an Arcana or a Nature check, as you are essentially trying to shape the Druidcraft in such a way as to cause harm to this creature rather than, just a simple harmless effect. So depending on the success of this roll will determine kind of what the Druidcraft effect is.
Let's find out. Oh no, that's terrible. You know what? Lucky. I'm a lucky little girl.
Yep.
I'm gonna re-roll that using a luck point.
Nice. Is that the same roll?
No, I rolled an
Okay.
8 the first time and a 12 with an 8 on the die the second
All
time.
right, you needed at least a 10 to do something bad. And if 20 or more was going to be something really bad. But I will say that using that, what you can essentially do is you're going to be able to, rather than just open, you sort of tap in and sort of are going to cause these things to erupt. And so I will allow you to deal 2d4 damage, essentially, that as you start popping these things in its now exposed core.
Okay. I'm switching out the dice.
Yep, you gotta switch the dice out. That's 2 1s, but hey, that's 2 more damage. 2 more damage as these things pop open. As Wishy holds her arm out, and you see these things just pop on this creature's side. Does that conclude Wishy's turn?
Let's see. That would be action. Let me just double check if I have any neat bonus actions I want to use.
He's got healing word, but okay, cool. All right, that'll bring us back to the top to Mork. So this creature is now in front of you, and seems to be bleeding and oozing out of this wound on its side.
Just gonna do what I do best and recklessly attack again.
Love it.
Ooh, I'm glad that I recklessly attacked because one of them was a 1.
Yep.
But the other
Ooh.
one was a 21 to hit.
Yeah, 21 will hit.
Oh, max damage again. 12. So that's
Nice.
12 plus what? 4. So
Is that including the +1 from your weapon being a +1 now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's 1d12 plus 4.
Yep.
Damage. Yep. So
Okay.
that's a 16 damage.
16 damage. Yeah, you carve off a chunk of this thing. Like one of its legs falls off as you carve through it with your axe.
All right. It's still up though.
Yep.
All right, then second attack.
It's starting to sort of like almost skitter back away from you. You can tell it's taken on more than it can chew.
Okay, so I just chopped off one of its legs.
Yeah.
So it's
got 7 more to go.
3 on one side and
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna aim for one of the legs on the same side of the one I just cut off.
All right.
That's a 21 to hit again.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And 14 damage.
How do you finish this thing off?
I would say that that I come in swinging to one of its legs, but basically I hit right where the leg meets the body.
Yeah.
And instead of stopping, it just keeps going.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And yeah, with that, you just carve this thing open. The vines that seem to be animating it collapse and convulse a few times before there is like a stunned silence. Just the sound of the river behind you, and then like a cheer from this crowd, seeing probably their first victory of the day. As this crowd of people, and the woman embraces her husband Hank, and yeah, what do you guys do?
I'm just gonna like poke it with my toe to make sure it's not gonna move again.
Here, wait, let me roll something. It does convulse and lash out, and definitely has like one last like sort of like. I got a 1 on this D20, by the way. So it doesn't. If I get a natural 20, it's going to get one final attack with its death throw. But yeah, it convulses once more before. And what actually happens is when it dies, it then sort of like very rapidly decomposes, almost like you're watching like what we would call like a time lapse of like a pumpkin rotting over several weeks. It happens in moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm assuming we're having to go to the pumpkin patch at this point.
Yeah, so Bella rushes over to some of the people, and you hear them chatting and like, what, Cletus, Vivi, where are the others? And they're having this like back and forth, and one of them grabs young Angus, and he sees that his mother is not there. And several of the villagers you hear saying that the vines dragged everyone south of town to old Farmer Pete's farm.
Does anyone have any fire torches? I feel like we're gonna need those.
You see a man, a very well dressed, like very dapper half-orc man comes up and says, I don't have flames, but I have something even better. A patented solution of my own brilliant inventions, the gourd sprayer. And you see the man, he's got like a splint, so he's kind of like limping on his way over to you, and a bandage wrapped around his head, and goes, I was able to take out one of those confounded spiders with this here patented anti vinification solution. I'm still workshopping the name, but it is this 2-foot like gourd that he is rigged up with a brass nozzle and like a leather sling. And essentially, let me see if I can find a picture of it. It is this, here we go. So yeah, it's got like a pump and it's filled with this solution. And he says, "This is my magnificent sprayer, is what I call it." And there's this like very sour smelling odor coming from it. And he says it's harmless to any humans or creatures or animals, but deadly against plants. The townsfolk said it was too dangerous to use, but well, who's the smart one now? And essentially, Maxoff goes on to tell you guys that he's willing to lend this to you all as proof to the mayor that it can work, and to help you guys in your journey towards Old Farmer Pete's.
Is it flammable?
Well, I haven't quite tested that, but I would probably not keep an open flame directly next to the device.
Okay,
Let me see.
Oh,
I
no.
Yeah,
take it and I
it's-
go over to one of the roots
Yeah.
and I spray the root with it.
Yes. And, well, first he goes, "Oh no, I can't. Don't." And you get one of the pumps out. It releases a 15-foot like cone of this, and everywhere that it hits the vines, they wither and decay. And you see off in the distance now, you hadn't noticed it before, one of these other pumpkin spiders kind of collapsed and rotted, that you get the sense that like this is probably the one that he used his spray. And he goes, "Well, I was gonna say I only had enough left for 4 uses, but now we're down to 3. But as you can see, it's pretty effective."
Oops.
So which of you would like to use Maxoff's magnificent sprayer?
It's about as tall as I am, so I
It
feel like
is.
it'd be a little awkward for me to be the one using it.
And so essentially whoever uses it, know that you can, as an action, you can use it to release a 15-foot cone ahead of you, and it will deal 6d6 acid damage to plants.
Mhm.
If they are plants that would, for example, have statistics, they get to make a Constitution saving throw, a DC 13, and if they make it, they take half damage.
So I'm of 2 minds. We can give it to our cleric, because if any plants get here, our cleric can take them out, we're in trouble. Or we can give it to one of the frontliners and we can just shove it into the mouth of somebody if they really need to.
What do you guys think?
I will say Glendora is spectacularly armed with guardians of the spectral variety, if you know, you know. But I will say I do love the visual of like Wishy holding an equally large gourd and just carrying it around. It sounds beautiful.
Same height.
I would be down for it with DM permission that it doesn't have a negative consequence, because
No,
I have a -1 to my strength modifier.
No, I think essentially it's like, I mean, you're heroes, right? Like, so even that you're still, this is not a giant like metal. It's made of an actual, like it's made of like light material. It's going to look ridiculous. And whereas most might have it on their side, it will basically go on your back like a
Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. It is now my proton pack.
exactly. It is essentially a plant killing proton pack. All right,
I
so
love
Wishy, I am going to go to your equipment on Shard. I'm going to go to add, let's see, and I believe it should show up. Yep, Maxoff's magnificent sprayer.
Fantastic.
And so just know that I don't think it's modeled. Yeah, so you might just need to track manually at home that you get, you have 3 uses of it left.
Okay.
Okay, great. So you guys have that. I think, you know, you've heard like the villagers have been coming up and they've all been sort of like clamoring and talking about this. You know, it all started when that damned wagon came into town and Farmer Pete, you know, it's got to be Pete, because the first person that they took from town, you know, they dragged everybody out, but they took Molly Sims first, and Molly, she won the pumpkin contest the last 3 years, and well, Farmer Pete, he came in second place every time, and he's always been saying that, you know, this is going to be his year, and when that strange man came through town the other day with his dark wagon and was making promises and all sorts of things, most of us folks, we knew to stay a mile wide, but few folks are saying they saw old Farmer Pete going up and talking to the man in the wagon, and there was some sort of exchange of goods before the man closed up his wagon and got out of town, and Pete headed back to his farm, and that must have been 2 nights ago, and no one's seen Pete ever since. And we just don't rightly know what else it could be.
We can go look at the farm.
Yes, but can we please gather some, maybe, I don't know, torches, fire starting? I have a feeling fire is the way to handle this.
Yeah, there's a halfling named Donnie who comes up, and he's I run the tavern. I got some goods I can send you all off with, a couple torches. We'll have them all soaked in pitch, so you'll be able to get some flint and tinder. But look, just between you and me, old Pete, he's a grumpy man, and he's certainly got a bitter bone in his body, but he don't got a killer's bone in his body. I mean, whatever this is, I think he might be in over his head. So if you can somehow find a way to make sure that old Farmer Pete doesn't get killed in this and bring him back alive, he's going to have to answer for his crimes. But I think deep down inside, he's still a good man.
I appreciate that. But I just want to be clear on priorities. Do you want us to return the farmer as a number 1 priority, or do you want us to get rid of the problem as the number 1 priority?
I think our number 1 problem is to bring back the dozen or they tell you that nearly 2 dozen villagers were taken in this attack in the middle of the night. And that's the number 1 priority, is to bring those folks back. And if in doing so, you can also spare the life of Farmer Pete, do so. But if Pete's got to go to bring our folks back home, then that's the way it's got to be. And a couple of the other villagers come up, and everybody wants to help you guys. And little Angus he rushes back into his home, and you see he comes out and is holding like this. Kay, he walks up to Kane, and he's got 3 vials of lantern oil or flasks.
This will work nicely.
Says, my mom says I'm not supposed to play with this stuff because sometimes I like to go in the back and light fires, but not in the bad way. Not like I need to be. It's just, and someone just Bella just comes up and puts her hand over Angus's mouth.
I tap him on the head as I take the vials, and I'm like, it's okay. I was like that too.
Yeah, every teenager goes through an arson phase. Don't even worry about it. He's like, I'm 8. Oh, no, don't you worry about that.
Now remember, stab.
Stab. Don't
Stab.
burn.
Yes. Well, burn after stab. Maybe. I don't know.
Bella's like, no. Angus, you don't need to be using the fire. We're gonna leave that to the big heroes, okay? And I think with us approaching, we're at about the halfway mark for tonight. I do want to go ahead and offer up a chance for us to take a break. This is also kind of a good stopping point. When we come back, you guys can decide if there's anything else you'd like to do in town before heading to Farmer Pete's. We are halfway, I think, to our first giveaway. Nekola, I know, voice of God, if you can confirm that for us. Okay, great. And the first giveaway is at...
I should unmute myself. It's at $100. So
$100.
$35 away.
Okay, $35. So that's $35 away from our first giveaway. So yeah, folks, we will go ahead. I'm going to leave it up to Nekola to let me know how to take us up. We're going to take a short break. Do you guys want to say be back at 7:35? Cool. Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys then. Hey, folks, we're back. Thank you for the patience. We were trying to resolve our musical chairs situation going on with the cameras, but more excitingly, we have surpassed the giveaway amount. We're at 115, thanks to 2 more Wild Magic rolls, one from Dusty, and I believe it's Marika. My apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. And then another anonymous person, but you know who you are. Those are for the GM's discretion. So I'm going to hang on to those for right now, but we'll use them at the earliest convenience. So as far as the giveaway, Nekola, I might need your guidance on how do folks enter the giveaway?
Of course. So I am about to hit activate on the giveaway. Anybody in chat can enter !giveaway. We are only able to ship these items to the United States, but I believe I just activated it, and you have about 10
great.
minutes. !donate.
All right, yeah. So, folks, ! giveaway in chat to get a copy of Adventures Await, a 5e D&D adventure anthology. So yeah, go ahead and get that entry in, and we will let you know once the winner is announced, or chat will probably let you know as if Streamlabs does it automatically. But to bring us back to the adventure, our heroes had just vanquished one of these spider pumpkins, pumpkin horrors, and rescued the villager Hank, who went on to share some information with them, as the rest of the folks in town seemed to feel pretty certainly that this all has something to do with Farmer Pete, as that's where all the vines seem to be leading back to. They have tasked the adventurers to try and go and stop whatever is causing these pumpkin horrors to come alive and bring back the villagers. And I will say the mayor does approach you all after this, and she's been going around and talking to folks, and she says to you all, her name is Chrissy, Mayor, or Chrissy Tang is her name, and Mayor Tang says, yeah, we've put together a little bit of a collection, and it's not much, but we've if you guys are able to help us out, we've put together 100 gold pieces. This was what was going to go to the winner of the pumpkin contest, but we want to just make sure you folks get something for helping us out. So bring back the villagers, and it's yours.
I see.
What's that?
I just had to check.
Oh, yeah. And okay. And so Mayor Tang, goes back, and they've given you the Maxoff's magnificent sprayer, and given you, they tried to offer you directions, but it's pretty clear where you need to go by just following the vines.
Yeah.
Also, I think you were given, each of you can consider, you don't have to put it in your inventory, but just know that each of you was given a torch, and Kane was specifically given 3 vials of lantern oil, which the lantern oil can effectively, if you use it as a thrown action, can create a 15-foot square of flammable liquid.
Perfect pumpkin patch size.
Yes. But yeah, so is there anything else that you guys would like to do before heading south towards Farmer Pete's?
I'm just kind of gonna direct the whoever is left to survive, maybe burn the remaining vines. That seems like survival 101 in this situation. Cut and burn.
Okay, yeah, I think the townsfolk think at this point, now that you've vanquished the last of the immediate danger seems to be clear. Bella, the fortune teller, who actually I forgot to introduce, tells you she's actually got a little bit of, she's essentially consider her a level 1 spellcaster, but she can cast Firebolt. Mm-hmm. And so with her and the villagers, she's going to be able to go around, and she can also offer them a little bit of protection in case any of these other pumpkin horrors return. I can hopefully fend them off. We're all going to, once we've burned the vines, we're all going to pile into the inn, gather whatever weapons we have, and board the place up.
Also, probably no one go anywhere by themselves.
Absolutely.
At least 2 people. Find a buddy that's your disaster buddy.
Yes. Yeah, and then you look down as you guys get ready to go, and Angus is right next to you, Kane, with his dagger and flint and stone in his hand. He's like, "Okay, so where are we going?
I'm gonna pat his shoulders and get low and just be like, I need you to protect these dumb people while we're gone.
But I have to go get my mom.
I know, but like these people are really dumb and aren't gonna survive if you don't stay here and stab things.
Are you talking about Frank, Hank's brother?
Yeah.
He's not very smart.
No, he's not. And someone needs to protect the dumb people, and that's totally you, my dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll do that. And then you just see him going over, and he's like practicing stabbing on some of these pumpkins.
And Kate immediately like 180s and starts walking towards the farm in the pumpkin patch.
Okay, amazing. While you guys ready yourselves to leave, we did get a $10 donation through not the main donation form, so it's not showing up, but we did get it. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'll give 2 minor boons. We'll give 1 to Sid and 1 to Kay. So you guys just know that you each have a plus 1d4 on a roll of your choice, and then I'm going to take one of those wild magic surges that we're hanging on to is going to go to you, Jacob. So everyone will get something so far, and then the last one is going to be up in the air. So go ahead. Yeah, what would you guys like to do? What's next?
As we're kind of like making our way over to presumably Farmer Pete's farm area, I think Glendora is going to go up to Mork and say, "Oh, you have a bit of blood on your shirt. Let me just get that for you." And as she's kind of like swiping it away, a warm glow kind of like manifests in her hand, and she's going to cast Cure Wounds.
Aww.
Yes.
Was I wearing a shirt?
There's blood somewhere. Let me just go ahead and just get that for you. So she's just doing her little thing. So I'm gonna go ahead. Should I roll that, or do you want to roll the Cure Wounds roll? I guess I should.
You can do it, yeah.
I realize I have the roll thing in the sheet anyway, so that probably makes sense. Okay, yep. So that's gonna be 13 points of healing.
Then I can click on Mork and click heal 13. Cool. Putting him back up to 50. You are still at we just have to remember your hit points are reduced by 1 currently. Your max hit points, that is.
Mork is amazed that she made his shirt invisible, even though he wasn't wearing a shirt before.
Amazing. Okay, great. So you guys have now gathered your things. The villagers have given you what they can, and wish you all the best of luck as you head south towards Farmer Pete's. Pete's farmhouse is just about a 10-minute walk outside of town. I think as you go along the way, you really just see more of the same of what you guys have seen before, of these vines going back towards the central area. You see that they seem to have largely focused on the town. Like they're not really going out into the surrounding woods, like really going to the areas of like population. There's a couple smaller like outbuildings that you can see the vines went into. It seems like they basically went anywhere where there might be people. As you come through the path, there's a clearing ahead, and you see a farmhouse in the distance, small and worn, kind of a whitewashed farmhouse. It's at the edge of a sprawling pumpkin patch, but these pumpkins are not orange. They are a bruised, bright red, veined with black, and those same thick purple vines knot through the field. And I will go ahead and bring up the map so you can see Pete's farmhouse here. And you guys, we will say, are approaching from the north. Let me bring your characters onto the field. So yeah, it's a little bit strange here. Looks like the main entrance is on the other side of the house. You guys have come through from the northern side, and you see that it looks as if many of the vines that were on the surface have like gone underground.
I'm gonna stealth and just look in that window, those two windows, and see if I can get like an eyeball on
Yeah.
the crazy farmer guy that caused all this.
So when you look inside, you see the windows are filmed with dust. The doors, the front door hangs like crooked on rusty hinges, as if it was like one of the hinges, as if it was knocked over. And you can see the house. Other than that, like looks like it's in sort of a bit of a state of disarray. The room that you're looking into, you see is like a stone floor with a fireplace, a dining room, a simple dining table at the center, and what looks like a small book is on the table, like a little bit of like a leather-bound tome is there, along with like a pile of paper. And you see sprawled all along the walls are like posters about the past awards. And it's like pictures of Molly Sims, the previous winner, like holding her pumpkin up. And you can see like her face has been like scratched out in some of them. And that's what you can see from here, but you don't see any sign of life on the inside.
So I'm gonna put my dagger under the window sill closest to us and just like as quietly as possible slide it up, and then just like almost like cat mode liquid like flow over it and roll into the building.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is not a like fortified. We don't need a roll for this. You're just you are able to, using the dagger, you're able to kind of pry it open and make your way into the room, where you see, like up on the wall, like 3 of the Devil's Run Pumpkin Festival honorable mention ribbons, as well as this what looks like this leather-bound book on the table, and then like a pile of papers on the side.
Because I want to check out that book, because
Yeah.
if shenanigans are happening, someone has to be the cause of shenanigans.
Yeah. So you go to look towards that the book, and you're able to pretty clearly tell, like right as you start looking through it, that it is like a leather-bound diary of sorts.
Are we inside or outside?
Yeah. So Katie, I think the window was opened by Kane, and so if anyone wants to follow in, or you guys could go around through the front door.
I don't think I'd fit through the window.
I'll get. I'm gonna get a boost up and go in and start just kind of looking around for any sort of natural or plant related stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You go ahead and you give me a perception check. I'm gonna once we finish up with this book, we'll see what you might find.
Sure. Okay.
So, Kane finds that the beginning of this book has a lot of like pretty boring stuff in it about, rainfall and soil notes, seemingly almost like an obsessive thing of trying to find like, how do I make this work? Lots of like scribblings in the side, like frustrations, and mentions of crop failures, and how Molly, says it, Molly's got an advantage. She lives right next to the river. It ain't fair. All I want's a fair chance. And he goes more from like this like technical diary to more of like, instead of tracking rainfall, like tracking his thoughts. And towards the end, you see that there's one final page. There's an entry where the writing looks like it was written with a shaky hand, and it says, I just can't lose again this year. I can't. Peddler stopped on the road today, told me he could help me get a fair edge. Said he had a magical stone, called it the heart of the field. He told me it was safe, said it'd feed my soil, make my pumpkins hardy and strong, and put me ahead. Said nobody would get hurt. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. I just wanted to win. I need that money or I'm going to lose the farm. I never should have signed that damn piece of paper. I'm so sorry. And then you see the writing just kind of scribbles away. And when he was starting to write sorry, you can see it's like, it looks like the writing, it's more like, I'm so sorry. And then it just gets like as if his handwriting went all over the place. And you can definitely see a few drops of like dried blood on the paper.
I think you just see Kane standing there and goes, boring, 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 boring. Oh, this dude is definitely dead. Also, we're looking for a stone? And just like hands the book off to the cleric, who they assume is probably the most learned magical among them.
So alongside that pile that you or that book that Kane went through, you see there's like a pile of paperwork. There's like deed to the farm, there's like a ledger with his like the yield from his pumpkins and from his other crops, and you can see a lot is in the red. And you can see he is like very far in the red, and looks like things are not going well based on his ledger. And the very top of it, you see like a crumpled piece of paper that actually has a couple drops of blood on it.
Because of my background and touch of darkness, does the mention of I should have never signed that thing or made that deal kind of ping to me?
Yes, I think you get a thought of like, oh, someone probably did something that they either shouldn't have or didn't know what the consequences were going to be.
So as I'm handing the book then to our cleric, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's probably fiendish. So yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, Sid, so you get this crumpled piece of paper that's like got a couple drops of blood on it. Yeah, and what do you do with it?
Okay, I think Glendora's going to read through it very, very quickly. Okay, so this mention of like this stone being the heart of the field, has Glendora heard of anything like this before in her travels?
Give me either a religion or a history check.
Okie dokie.
Can I provide the help action?
Yeah, I think you can with some of your background. I think that
because
makes sense.
I am also, for whatever reason, trained in religion.
Love that.
It's sort of like a back and forth like discussion between the two of you. Like, why does this sound familiar?
Like, it's definitely fiendish. It's definitely not good.
I love that because admittedly Glendora is more proficient in history than she is in religion, so it all balances out. Okie dokie. So, and then I click advantage to get a dirty 21.
Okay, a 21. I think between the two of you, you both piece together like stories you might have heard either from your travels or in your studies, that there was an old wives' tale basically told, that like a story told to kids around campfires around Halloween, or Hallows Eve, whichever you'd like to call it, about this monstrous being known as the Pumpkin King, and that the Pumpkin King visited villages and towns across the land that didn't basically like as a form of punishment for when kids misbehaved. That's how the story would go. And when they didn't behave, that he would take away their parents as a form of punishment. And the story went that the folks would just either wake up in the middle of the night and leave their homes. In some versions of it, in other versions, it was that things came in for them in the night and took them away. But all of the stories always told about this thing, this item or being, whatever, called the heart of the field. That would be that the Pumpkin King would bring with him and bury outside the town. And that would call forth these beings. But again, this goes back hundreds of years, and no one's ever necessarily, proven it. Some people say it happened to them. I think that's what you guys get. And I will say, do any of you read Infernal or understand Infernal?
I do.
And now I just want to be careful, Kate. It's Infernal and not Abyssal, right?
I know Abyssal, Common, Infernal, Orc, and Thieves' Cant.
Perfect.
For no reason in particular, nothing creepy going on here.
So I will say, Kane, that crumpled piece of paper with the blood on it, when you unfurl it, it looks like somebody tried to like rip this thing. You see burn marks on the side, and like as if but all it is it just crumpled. And like you kind of tug on it and feel a little bit like it's not, you cannot rip this thing. And written in this black, almost dark red, as if it might have perhaps been written in ink tinged with blood. Something that would be indecipherable to anyone who doesn't read Infernal. But it says, I, the Pumpkin King, transfer to the purchaser the item known as the Heart of the Field. The purchaser agrees to bury said heart beneath their field, allowing the heart to bind with the land, claim its due sustenance, and root itself in the lifeblood of the soil. The purchaser agrees to become one with the crop, to watch over the heart, to know its hunger, and to maintain its protection, so that the fruits shall grow hearty, strong, and unmatched. And you see scrawled at the bottom of this is Pete's signature. And on the back, like where this is like folded at the top, like when you were looking at it, it just says bill of sale is the only thing written in common.
So I'm going to read that out loud and then I'm going to add, so yeah, Pumpkin King real. That's, great. Also, I'm glad that we got those priorities and that the farmer dude was like the last priority, because I'm pretty sure he's transformed at this point.
Hearing that, I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Locate object.
Awesome.
And I'm looking for that stone.
Okay. Also, we got a minor boon for Jake from Pamela for 1d4. So let me just real quick refresh my memory on how locate object. Okay, so you describe or name it.
We have the name.
The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close at least once, or it can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewel, furniture, tool, or weapon. So with the description that with a 21 that Sid got, I think together Sid and Kay are able to recall, like a couple people have described it in different varying ways. You can focus enough on it that you get the sense that this heart, you can't exactly picture what it is in your mind, but you feel a tug on you down. But down, like below
Directly
you.
down inside the house?
No, but like diagonally, almost as if like closer towards the field.
Okay. I'm gonna just start scampering toward the tug.
And I think based on your search earlier, by the way, Katie, all that you would have found in his like that was all nature related was just like varying strains of pumpkin seeds and different botanical books and texts. Like he was trying to do everything he could to win this contest because he just he clearly needed that gold. And as you guys, as you do that, you rush out towards the field. Do the rest of you follow Wishy?
Yeah, I'm gonna track Wishy leaving and be like, look at this.
Feel like there's like a little rope that Wishy has like strapped to the back of her belt, and when she starts to take off like that, she just snaps a loop, and the rope sort of falls behind her so that people can follow her.
Yeah. I think as you start to go out towards there, you see the patch ahead of you, this writhing mass of thick purple vines and these red swollen pumpkins, literally some of which are like 10 feet wide. These things are massive. And as you guys head out into the field, can everyone give me a dexterity saving throw?
Okay.
Close that.
I'm gonna change these dice.
I got a 14.
Okay. Okay, so Kane and Wishy, the first thing that happens, you both kind of get there around the same time. You both step as you're like,
quick question.
Yes.
I just need to double check. Does guidance work on saving throws? I can't remember.
Yes.
Guidance on myself?
I will say this won't effectively matter because I only
Okay.
needed one of you to fail, because
Oh, okay.
one of you, we can say it was Kane, steps directly on one of these vines. It like crunches beneath your feet, and there's like a pulse and a quiver down that vine before you see, and it literally like moves towards the center of this massive hole, this earthen hole at the center of the field. And a few moments later, you hear an unearthly, ghastly wail echoing from below. And then you hear, and the first thing you see is it almost just looks like
You cut out. I couldn't hear what you said.
you just like this like thing is like climbing, something is climbing up from within the hole. And you see rising up, almost like for a moment you think like, oh, it's one of the pumpkins is coming up out of the hole. But the head rises, you see a jack-o'-lantern, and then it continues to keep rising, and it's like a body made of those purple roots, as you see this nearly 12-foot tall pumpkin man emerges from the hole. I will go ahead and do a quick little show you guys what this creature looks like. And you see its like head twists in your direction. It goes, no, you can't be here. No one can be here. I must protect the heart. Go back. Go back. And he like grabs, you see this thing like grab its head.
Oh, no.
And it puts its hand down into the field and says, stop them. The work is not yet complete. And goes and literally like climbs back down into that hole. But from where his hand dug into the soil, you suddenly see it like vines pulsate with energy, and several of these pumpkins vines pop out of them as he seems to have animated several of these pumpkins as he disappears down into the hole. As much smaller versions of him pop up. Now, these are not the 10-foot wide, massive gargantuan. These are like the smaller ones pop up out, and they all start, and they turn and look in your direction. And you see one of them in the distance does pop out the legs, the 8 legs of this spider pumpkin that you guys have already fought. So with that, go ahead.
I just need to double check real quick.
Yes.
He is not like the Fey Pumpkin King, correct?
No.
Okay, just check.
This one is not. That
Okay.
yes.
Just needed to double check that.
And you did not get the sense that was the Pumpkin King coming out of that hole.
That's definitely the farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I do need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Woohoo. Nat 20.
Nice.
Hey, 11. It's not a 1.
Mork, what is your dexterity so I can know what to set it as total?
Just +1.
Okay, so 21. Okay. And Kane, is that a 4?
That's a 4 total. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I have a +3 to initiative.
I love it. I think similar to last time. I think Mork, I think you went first last time as well.
Mm-hmm.
You are up first as these creatures have come to life and look like as if they are meant to stop you from getting down into this pit.
Well, according to Shard, I can get to the pit with my movement speed.
You can.
You know what? Let's do it.
All right, so you're going to rush straight to the earthen hole?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to use an action or anything? Are you dashing, or you're just you're going to run
That's
towards
my
that?
full movement.
Okay, yeah.
So
You look
I get
down
there.
and you just see like a blackened pit, like a tunnel digging down into the earth. Not a full complete drop, but it's like a tunnel going down into complete blackness.
Okay.
It appears that Farmer Pete has like, he's not just like hiding down there in the hole. He has disappeared down into that hole.
Okay. Well, that's all my movement, so I can't go in the hole. Well, I could dash, but then I would just be in the hole.
Yeah.
Let me take one of those vials of oil.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna chuck it at this guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's relatively nearby.
Yes. So I believe you've got those should have a range of 20 feet on them. Yep. So that is within range. So are you rolling this just to get it on the ground near the creature? Essentially.
I mean, I'd like to hit it if possible.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and roll. Just roll like click or like your hand axe is +6, so it would effectively be like you were doing like throwing a simple weapon.
Okay. Could I recklessly throw this?
Yeah, sure. You could. You could absolutely.
All right. Oh, okay, that'll work.
Although, wait, let me double check. I think I've looked this up.
Okay.
It might only be for melee attack. On melee weapon attack rolls using strength. That's what it
Okay.
is.
All right. Then I will not do that. So I'll have to here. I rolled 2, so I just got
Sure.
one to see which one it was. All right, that's not as good. With a +6.
And remember, you do have a D4 if you need to use it.
Oh, that's true. 8, 14. We'll do it just in case, just to give our odds better. Okay, with the bonus from the donation, it's a 17.
Okay. I will say, if you want to hang on to that donation, you would have had it. You only needed to get a 12. But I do also need you to roll a D100 because we've got a magic, a wild magic, and this is the time to use it.
Ooh.
Okay. D100.
And depending on what it is, will determine whether it happens to you or whether it happens to the creature.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So when rolling a percentile die and a D10,
Yes.
00 is 0.
Yes, I believe.
Unless it's 1 and 0, and then it's 100.
Yeah.
Okay, then I rolled a 2.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll a second time for me.
Oh no.
I'm sure it's fine.
And this is where
Roll
there has to be
another D100.
Yes, another D100.
Okay. That one's a 93.
Okay, so you guys see as you go to chuck this vial, Mork suddenly grows and increases in size from being a medium creature to being a large creature. Your size increases by 1 for the next minute. And because you rolled a 2, you're going to roll on the wild magic table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Okay.
So don't get near Mork.
That's
so. But you do successfully hit this creature with the vial, so it and an area around it are soaked in oil.
okay.
And so with that, Mork, I think that yes. Would you like to do something else?
With my bonus action, I would like to rage.
Perfect. Mork rages. We'll say that's when it happens. Like the rage, when he goes to rage, you double in size essentially. So for the purposes of attacking, you're going to get to add an extra D4 to all your melee attacks.
All right.
I think, I'm going to basically treat this like I would in large. Yeah, your weapons deal an extra 1d4 damage. Okay, perfect. And that brings us, oh, you're not in this combat anymore, so I'm going to remove you. That brings us to Wishy.
Okay.
And after Wishy is going to be the jack-o'-lanterns and then Glendora.
Okay, so at this point, we can't see Big Pumpkin Head guy, right?
You cannot. Oh, and
Farmer.
Just so folks know, we now have another wild magic surge. This is from DeMille, so we're back up to 2. But yes, the pumpkin farmer man is no longer within sight.
Okay. Where do I feel the tug for the stone?
Pulling you towards that tunnel.
That big hole? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Let me make sure this lasts long enough for me to be doing it now. Yeah. Okay. I cast a spell, and I am casting Summon Fae.
Okay.
I'm going with the Fae type, the mood, to be Trixie.
Okay. And this is Summon Fae. And it is going to be, all right, the Fae Spirit. So let me go ahead and add the Fae Spirit to the board. Oops. Excuse me. Actually, I think if I go to Wishy and I go to your... Yep. All right, there it is. On map. Okay. So it would summon there next to Wishy, so you can see the Fae Spirit. You should be able to control it. And for the purposes of this spell, the mood determines one of the traits in its stat block, which is Trixie.
It will.
Okay, got it. So it can create magical darkness. So it gets it acts on your initiative, Wishy, so you can make it just act on the same turn as you.
Okay.
We have to find the stone.
Yeah, and it's got a speed of 40 feet.
Yeah.
And it can teleport up to 30 feet. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to climb on its back.
Okay.
And I told him we have to find the stone.
Okay.
So
the Fae will, I think in that case, it's a Trixie Fae. I think what it's going to do is this. It is going to, that's just 40 feet. So it will actually, here's what it'll do. It will teleport you on its back on top of this creature, the one that's soaked in oil. Only so that when it arrives, it says the Fae can fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness. So you bamf like Nightcrawler and reappear next to this thing. The smell of lantern oil fills your nostrils for a moment as you cast as a cube of darkness, and then it uses its remaining 40 feet to fly you towards the hole.
Perfection.
Sorry, Glenn, I took you instead of the Fae Spirit. So that creature is now fully blinded and covered in lantern oil.
Outstanding.
And I do think that will, so you get right up to the hole, and then technically, do you have any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
Let me double check. Actions, no, not spells.
Okay.
Actions.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh,
Great.
wait, actually?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Wishy kind of fluffs her hair and goes and begins emitting. Oh wait, no, that's a action. So
okay, no worries. We can save that for the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that one up.
Okay. All right,
Make you
sweet.
wonder.
In that case, it will move to the jack-o'-lanterns' turns, and their task is to stop you guys from getting down that hole. So this one.
Do I get to use my movement too, actually?
I never know how mounted combat works. I've been playing D&D for 25 years, and I can never remember how this works. Because the same amount of time is passing as it's moving. So I think because you were able to teleport on its back and then it moved, I think you use its movement like in lieu of your own.
Okay, that's fine. Coolio.
So I think that's how we'll just rule it right here. This one is going to stumble out of the darkness towards Mork. So 2 of them are going for Mork, and 2 of them are going for Wishy and the Fae Spirit. And so the first one is going to attempt to bite. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to attempt to bite the Fae Spirit on an 18. I believe that will hit. Its armor class is 15.
I have it pulled up. Face Spirit, AC 15.
Okay, so it's going to take 3 damage from this bite from the pumpkin, and then this one is going to try and attack you, Wishy. So it will see. It will get an 18 on you as well.
Oh, that hits.
All right, so that will be another. Let's see, only 1 damage. And then these other 2 are going to attack. They're both going to just rush up and try and attack this now giant Mork. Actually, these 2 are going to attempt to constrict Mork. They're going to try to use their vines. The first one gets a natural 20, which means you are going to be grappled. Escape DC is only 12, but you are restrained, which means this next one is going to make an attack on you with advantage.
It would have been an advantage anyway.
Okay. Does a 15 hit Mork?
Yes.
Okay. So it is going to bite you, dealing 4 damage total, one of which is fire damage, as these creatures are dealing a little bit of extra damage with the flames that they are lit with from within.
Would that set him on fire since he's coated on oil?
Oh, you know what? You are absolutely right. I think in general, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. This one actually rushed over. The only thing that we're going to retcon, it's on fire actively. And go ahead and roll 1d6 for me, Jacob, because that's going to be how much damage it's going to have taken at the beginning of its turn.
6.
It's going to take a full 6. It's on fire. And also, Mork is probably going to be exposed to some of these flames because it's now wrapped up around you.
It's time to play my favorite game. Oh my god, I'm on fire.
The damage that I just took,
yes.
What type of damage other than the fire damage?
Piercing damage.
That should be halved then because I'm raging.
Okay, so then you would take one piercing. So I'll give you back. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That is the jack-o'-lantern's turn. It's Glendora.
Okie dokie. I'm seeing a lot going on. So Glendora is going to skip in her floaty way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so she's like up in this like pumpkin creature's face. She's going to wave her hands around, and a number of like juggling objects, like think bowling pins, oranges, some third thing, I think, and she is going to go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians. And basically all these like objects are just kind of like floating around her at like a comical scale. So I believe that is, let me just double check, a 15-foot radius. So I'm going to say that everyone who is not a pumpkin is friendly to me and not affected by this. But otherwise, the pumpkins have to make me a wisdom saving throw DC 15.
All right, and this is a 30-foot square, right? 30-foot cube for Spirit Guardians?
15-foot radius is 30-foot diameter, so yeah.
All right, so this, I'm just going to use this. That will absolutely get, you could get all of them, and yeah, I think actually you are technically, you can get all of them and half of the pumpkin terror, so I'll just say he's going to make his save on with advantage. Also, couple things to update us on before we resolve this. We are up to only $20 away from our next milestone. We got a $60 donation with a major boon for everyone, which means everyone gets an advantage that you get to use. Again, I'm going to have you guys track that. And then I get a major boon GM choice from Zach. Zach, I'm going to give that to one of my creatures, if that's cool, just because I think they're going to need it.
How dare!
I know. And then to answer your question, Jacob, it doesn't look like being enlarged increases armor class. It gives you advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws and extra damage.
Cool.
But I need to now make, if you could do me a favor, Glendora, and click like the cast button on Shard for Spirit Guardians, because then I can select all my creatures and then hit save, wisdom save. Oh boy. Everyone failed except for number 6 on the bottom. So that means they are all going to take, what's the, oh yeah, could you roll the damage on that, the 3d8?
Will do. That is going to be a hot 4 radiant damage.
Oh boy. Well, wait, you said radiant?
Radiant, yeah.
Okay, so the radiant damage is actually going to be doubled on these creatures of necrotic nature. And I'm sorry if I missed that earlier with your sacred flame. I was thinking it was fire, but it is radiant. So that will be 8 damage. So let me shoot. All right, so they are each going to take 8, except for this one that's going to take 4. All right. But I also do need, Sid, you to roll a D100 on the Wild Magic Surge for this one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. How do I roll a D100 again on
So
Shard?
you click the little dice icon in the chat box. And then there should be a D100. It's like the last one. And then once you've selected it, you can click roll.
I see it. Okay. I don't know what I'm... Okay, I think I got it. I don't know if I got it. We're about to find out. I think that rolled something.
You rolled... Okay, hilariously, you managed to roll a 69 because you rolled 2 D100 and then subtracted 2. But the first D100 you got was a 14. So that's the one we'll go with.
Okay.
And oh boy, did you cast a fun one. Because in addition, this actually works perfectly because, oh no, it's a 10-foot radius sphere. As you go to summon these spirit guardians, for whatever reason, the corrupting nature of this heart of the field warps your spell. And your spell does go off, but at the same time, you cast the spell Confusion centered on you. And so I need a wisdom saving throw from Mork and Wishy, as well as I'm going to do one on each of the pumpkins as well.
If I in a constant state of confusion, does that
My default state.
I'm going to use my major boon for
Okay.
advantage on this.
Okay, great. That's a great
Not a
idea.
very wise guy. Oh, nice. So that's a dirty 20. For my
Okay,
save.
that will definitely succeed. How about Wishy?
an 18?
An 18 will do it. I do think, Glendora, you cast it on yourself as well. So if you could do a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, okay, yes, I will. It would be so funny if I failed this, actually. 17.
Really
Okay, a 17. I think a 17 still beats your own because Glendora is even at level 5. I think, yeah, you've got a DC of 15. Okay, which is good to know because I rolled an 8, a 12, a 16, and a 17, and these things have a -2, which means every single one of the pumpkins failed. So that worked out. All of your guys. Oh, the Fey Spirit. Can you give me, Wishy, a just straight D20 for the Fey Spirit? It's got a +0 to its wisdom.
Absolutely. Let's see. D20. Roll.
Yes. Okay. So the Fey Spirit. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
got to get a 3 or higher.
Thwarted.
Dang. All right. They are going
Lucky.
to be
Lucky.
confused. Oh, Lucky. You're going to use Lucky?
Can I use Lucky on
Yeah,
for him?
It's a Fey Spirit. It's support of you.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to do that because I really don't want a confused space spirit. That seems like a bad. Oh no!
First to second time.
All right. So all four of the pumpkin boys and the face spirit are confused, which means at the beginning of each of their turns they cannot take reactions. They have to roll a d10, and they will either we'll talk about it when we get there. I don't want to move things along, but we're gonna need to roll some d10s. So an explosion of magic happens. Spirit guardians and confusion amount, and it is the pumpkin terror's turn. It is going to charge forward and attempt to attack its good friend Mork with advantage. It's going to attempt to bite you, and it gets a 12, which I don't think is going to be enough.
Nope.
And it will also then make a slam attack, and it will get an 18.
Yes, that's enough.
Dealing 9 bludgeoning damage.
So have that, yeah.
Yep. Have
And
2
I'm going
4.
to yell at it.
All right, so it's got to do a con saving throw. It gets a 21. So I think it'll save that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the pumpkin does, and it's on to Kane.
So the last 5 seconds, Kate has seen charging barbarian throw oil lights on fire. Immediately darkness. Barbarian enlarges.
Yep.
Faye comes out of nowhere, sparkly lights, and maybe confusion.
Yes. Their eyes are doing the like Jungle Book, just a swirling spiral.
Okay. So I think with 40 feet of movement, Kate is just going to like twirl out 2 daggers and just go straight for the one dude behind Mark who's like beaten on him, and just go for a dagger into the pumpkin head.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah, so go ahead. It doesn't look like, so even though things are confused, they don't have like advantage on attacks against them. But if you're able to get on the other side and get flanking, you could do that.
I mean, it's a 20, so I don't really need the flanking.
Perfect. Yeah. That will definitely hit if you want to go ahead and roll all that damage, because that'll get you a sneak attack.
That's 17 points of damage.
You, with this first attack, you just sink this dagger straight up under like the base of the pumpkin's skull, and you see the light gutters out in its eyes as it falls dead to the ground.
Okay. That makes this easier. I could have used disengage, but I'm not going to need to do that.
You don't need to, because they're all confused, which means they cannot use reactions.
How far is this hole?
It's like right in front of you guys.
I'm going to use my last 5 feet of movement to just like cross arms Assassin's Creed style and just like go down this hole.
Amazing. Kane just goes to dive into the hole. Perfect. That brings us back to the top to Mork, who's 15 feet tall and on fire. And I do need you.
And immediately needs to Wild Magic Surge.
Yes. Wild Magic Surge. And you're also going to take 3 points of fire damage.
I'm on fire.
Yes. And let's see this Wild Magic Surge. And we still have one actual Wild Magic Surge I have to use left from DeMille.
All right, I rolled a 49 on the magic.
49, which is going to... God, I love this. Suddenly, Mork, you go to like let out one of your battle rage cries, and no sound comes out, just big pink bubbles float up out of your mouth for the next minute. So he's just like, every time he speaks, it's just like a bubble machine. Just
Does that mean I can't use my yell reaction thing?
It does say you can't speak for the next minute.
All right.
Oh no.
I can just
That is an unfortunate
angry
turn
bubbles.
of events.
All right.
I love Wild Magic Surge.
That makes me even angrier. Go into double rage. No, I'm going to attack that guy that's right next to...
Number 5?
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Okay.
Recklessly.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, it's good. It's good I did that, because one of those was a 1. So 18.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Okay, and then I have a lot of Got a lot of damage dice now.
Oh, and also, while he's doing that, Sid, can you roll 3d8 damage? Because I should have had the pumpkin. It entered your spirit guardian, so it should have taken damage when it entered.
Got it. It's going to be 22 points of radiant.
Ooh, which is going to be double to 44.
Wow.
Yeah,
So the damage for that single attack is 17.
And this one was already injured. You swing your massive axe, and for a second, Mork, you think you missed. You're like, wait, did I? And then its head falls off, and the vines, you see, you went right through the vine below its head.
All right, so I still have a second attack.
Yep.
But as a great weapon master, when I reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I can attack as a bonus action. So I would say I have 2 attacks.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Then I'm gonna attack the spider guy.
Yeah, and he is hurt. Glendora, what did you describe the spirit guardians as looking like?
It's a mixture of juggling objects, bowling pins, oranges, and some third object for juggling.
Yeah, and
Chainsaw.
they are just clobbering this spider. Like it is just it is in really bad shape.
All right, so in the heat of battle, after getting this fresh kill, Mork just like reels back and lets out what would normally be a defiant roar of rage, but is just a giant pink bubble, and swings his axe. Oh. So that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Pretty much everything in this adventure, if you guys get at least a 20, you're going to hit it.
Yay!
That'll be 11 damage.
All right, 11. It is on death's door.
All right, then I'll use my last attack. Nat 20. Which
Yes!
is even more damage with great.
Yeah, it's almost mathematically impossible for
Yeah.
you not to kill this creature, I'm pretty sure right now.
Yeah, I think so.
So if you want to just describe to me, I don't think it's possible for you to roll less than 5 damage with your strength modifier.
Yeah, no.
So if
I've got
you just
that
wanna
from
just-
rage
yeah.
and this alone.
So with the size of your axe, as large as you are now, you just like you did with the vine earlier, with the second chop, you slice this thing in half. You just cleave it, and the legs like skitter for a few moments and twitch before it just collapses and once again just like rots.
All right.
Yeah, that was amazing. At your turn's end, we have to point out a couple things. One, I'm worried we're not going to make it at 9 p.m. if people keep donating crazy things, because we just got our first big $50 donation to summon a CR3 creature. And Nat 2, if you are in chat, which means we've also hit our giveaway. So we're going to start the giveaway as soon as we finish this battle, which is about to come to an end, I'm pretty sure. If you are in chat, can you let me know, is this being summoned as an ally or as an enemy? And while I wait for them to get back to let me know, let's just move right on to Wishy. After Mork has just completely crushed this one. You still have 2 more of the pumpkin guys alive.
Okay. Question about how confusion is going to work on the face spirit since it obeys my commands.
Yes. I think what we will do is have you roll a wisdom save, a contested wisdom saving throw. I will roll a d20 and I will add, we'll call it 3 to my roll. Okay. And if you get higher, then you will overcome the power of the confusion. So actually, I'll roll it on Shard.
Am I rolling my wisdom or?
Wisdom? You roll your wisdom because you are trying to overpower it. So I'll roll a d20 and I will set my dice to show.
What's that? What did I roll? Nope, I am using my major boon.
All right, because you've got to beat a 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay.
18.
I will say you push through and overcome the confusion spell, which is good because he would have not been able to move or take actions this turn.
Awesome. Okay, in light of that, since he's good, I'm going to jump on his back again.
Yep.
Point down into the hole.
Yep.
And say,
and just fly down.
oh yeah. The
Cool.
teleport and movement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just you disappear down into the hole. You reappear a little bit ahead of Kane, who's just been like rolling down the hill, down this tunnel, deeper into the tunnel. And yeah, you can see in the distance ahead of you a like pulsing red glow at the end of this tunnel. And you feel that locate object is coming from there.
Okay. In that case, that is going to be exactly what I'm going after.
Okay. I will say you guys can start to move towards that, but not get all the way into the chamber.
Oh, yeah. That
All right.
makes sense.
So for the 2 remaining pumpkins that I have alive, they got a 7 and a 2. The 2 does nothing. The 7 will randomly attack a creature within range. You guys are already gone. Can it move? Oh, there is no one within reach. So they both do nothing. And we get to Glendora. Actually, I'm just realizing, Glendora, your spirit guardians is probably going to kill these guys. Because don't they have to remake the save, or on a turn it starts there. Let's see what their wisdom saves are. A 15, which will make it, and a 3. So go ahead and roll your 3d8. I think it'll still be enough to kill both of them. 15. Because even the one that would take half takes 15 and the other one takes 30, they disintegrate. They are vanquished, and you guys have killed all of the pumpkins. And as you each start to head towards this ominous hole at the center of the field, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go over and let this giveaway start if it hasn't already. Nekola, if you want to do that, I'm gonna see if they responded in chat of whether or not it was a goodie or a baddie.
Hello, we're going to start the new giveaway in chat. This time, I believe I fixed the description, but this giveaway is going to be 2 RPG toolboxes, the Veiled Dungeon and the Long Road, a box of tricks and traps, and the Adventure Upgrade Kit, all from Low-Key Battle Maps. We can only ship to the United States, but ! Giveaway. The giveaway has been started. You have 10 minutes.
Given how much time we have left in our stream, I am going to just make the executive decision that this is going to be summoned on behalf of the party. And I've got a pretty limited selection here because I didn't want it to get too wild. So I think what's going to happen is a portal suddenly opens up in the air near you guys, and you hear the sound of somebody falling, and then slamming into the earth next to you guys is a massive humanoid hippo, as a gif from Spelljammer falls through the air and lands. He's got a pipe in his mouth, monocle on his eye, and he's got a gun. Where am I? What's happening? What? There's evil about?
Yes, it's evil.
Lead the way! And you just see he starts loading this pistol, has no hesitation, and just joins you guys and just cannonballs down into this hole with you guys. So I do think as that happens, Mork, I need a wild magic surge from you to figure out what's happening.
Mork should go last.
79.
Okay, let's see. 79 is so you guys see Mork is like trying to talk to you guys, but more bubbles are coming out, and then suddenly illusory butterflies and flower petals flutter in the air around him. just all around him. And give me one more roll real quick, because I realized 12 seconds would have passed from the end of the battle till now.
68.
You look to your right and you see Kane, the closest creature to you, and you are frightened by it until the end of your next turn. But also, you're raging. Doesn't rage make you immune to the frightened condition?
I'm in the hole, so Glendora is
you're
actually
in the hole.
closest.
It's Glendora. Yeah, you just look. Have you ever seen? Remember that TikTok trend where people were scaring their cats by putting a cucumber next to them? That's what happens to Mort. You just look to your side and see Glendora, and just have incredible. So you guys charge down into the hole, following Colonel Relish, who is the GIF that has appeared, who's a character I play in other charity streams. And you follow after him down in the hole. You guys see a reddish glow at the end of the tunnel. As you are rushing down the tunnel, oh my God, we have so many wild magic surges. We now are up to 3 that I have to use. We have one from DeMille, one from Trevor, and one from Claire. My God. Go ahead, Mork. All right, here's what we're going to do. Mork, you give me your 2 extras for what's going to happen in the 12 seconds it takes for you guys to run through the tunnel.
17.
Okay.
45.
Okay, on a 17, you suddenly grow a massive beard made of feathers that remains on your face until you sneeze. And a 45? Mork, you are running down this tunnel. You're having to duck. It's like barely big enough for you. And then you're suddenly in this weird Inception-like state where you cast Levitate on yourself. So for the next 10 minutes, you can rise vertically up to 20 feet. So essentially in this tunnel, you're doing like the astronauts do on the space station. But you've got bubbles coming out of your mouth, a beard, and illusory butterflies.
I would like to. Are we in initiative still? Can I?
I will say we can be a little flexible with the rolls at this point.
Seeing like the butterflies and the petals and everything around him, I feel like I have to druid craft the scent of chamomile tea.
Amazing. So the tunnel fills with the scent of chamomile tea,
centered on him,
and in a very like sudden twist of like where the vibes are shifting right now. You guys burst out of this tunnel. You feel that pull, Wishy, from the locate object spell that you cast, stronger than ever, as you come into a horrifying sight as you enter this cave, and you see across from you this lair. It leads into this massive underground tunnel where you can see vine tentacles from up above and a massive pulsating 50 to 60 foot wide, what can only be described as like an island of them. At the center of this cavern, there's a large underground river that they are inside. And in the writhing tentacles, you see the 24 missing villagers writhing, not dead. You see bodies, like parts are moving. You see like eyes. They seem to be being drained of life here as we open up the map. And we're doing the thing that I said I wasn't going to do with 10 minutes left, where I'm going to have to ask you guys to huddle in here, and then we're going to re-roll initiative. Let me group you guys in here, as none other than Pete himself stands across the room from you guys, standing in front of a red, pulsing, glowing garnet gem in the walls.
Perfect.
That you can see he has buried. Let me and as he turns and sees you guys, he reaches his hand out to the heart, and a pulsing beam of energy shoots out from him, causing him to grow to twice his size, as he suddenly fills up an area about the size of Mork as well. And as you guys enter and you see all of these people inside this writhing mass of tentacles, We're going to need a fresh set of initiative, and I'm also going to have 3 wild magic surges we've got to resolve, not including the remaining, I think, 3 that Mork has. So go ahead.
Pointing out Colonel Relish is not on
Oh,
the
yes. Let me add Colonel back. Where are you, Colonel?
We're gonna need all the help we can get, boys.
If I remember
Yes.
correctly.
There's Colonel. Okay. Colonel got a 12, so he's actually at the top of the initiative right now. Mork, what did you get?
Sorry, I didn't roll yet.
Isn't initiative an ability check?
It is.
Sweet. I'm adding guidance.
Which puts Wishy at 13. Now Wishy's at the top, although it depends on what Mork gets.
21.
Oh, that's scary.
21?
20. Yeah.
Okay. And then we also got a $25 donation from Fuel for an uncommon item, GM discretion. I am going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Sid, you see there's piles of things that have been discarded in this room, and near you, you see on the ground what is Sid's primary weapon that you use?
It would be a mace.
Let's see. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. You see a glowing yellow diamond on the ground. And it is an elemental gem. And you would know with your magical background that if you use an action to break this gem, you summon an earth elemental, as if you had cast the conjure elemental spell.
Very fun.
You see, it's like almost like this was already underground, and this tunnel just happened to uncover it. So thank you, Fuel, for that. With that, we will move straight into combat as Pete says, "I must protect the heart." And Mork, you are up first.
All right, and I'm still starting my turn with a
Yeah.
wild magic surge.
You are. We'll say this is the final one of your full minute.
24.
24 will, and you are levitating. And suddenly your skin turns a vibrant shade of blue until someone casts a remove curse on you.
All right.
I hope we get fan art of this guy because
Blue.
he is 10 feet tall,
Yeah.
blue, feather bearded, bubbles coming out of
Floating.
his mouth, floating, and has petals and butterflies coming out of the air around him.
Mork had a magical girl
He's
dream.
having the best day.
Yeah. Yeah, having a magical girl makeover. So yeah, Mork, you're up. You do see these bodies of people sort of trapped inside of whatever this thing is.
Okay. So we're separated from Farmer Pete by this river, essentially.
Yes.
Pit of tentacles and stuff.
Yes. And the river looks like it's probably about 5 feet deep. It's like a very shallow river, but you'd have to move at half speed if you don't leap over it.
Okay. I am levitating currently.
Yep. You can just float right over it.
I'm just going to go straight, all of my movement.
Yes.
Which is 40, 45, I think.
Yep.
Maybe I'm not going to put myself directly over the giant thing of tentacles, so I'm going to put myself there.
And as a reminder, Wishy does still have the giant gorm strapped to her back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is
So
on the agenda.
I am floating right there.
Yes.
I don't
You
know if
see
there's anything for me to
Pete
attack
and
or
the glowing red pulsing heart in the wall behind him.
Okay. I would yell something snarky at him, but all I can do is bubble.
Yeah, just bubbles pop out.
Bubble menacingly.
Yep. You bubble menacingly. You do have another action. Are you gonna dash or?
Sure. I will dash, and then I will use my bonus action to rage because I'm assuming my rage from last time is gone.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and do that. You get up close, and then you rage. And we will move on to Wishy. And Wishy, let's go ahead and get a wild magic surge from you because we have 3 to burn through.
Oh dear. Okay.
Cha-cha.
37.
37 is going to be, oh no, it's my least favorite of all the things in D&D. This is the worst. This is so I do a I used to do my own charity streams, and we would often use wild magic surge, and this was the one that always got to me because out of the air around you are summoned no less than 6 flumps, which are creatures from my nightmare. They are sort of jellyfish-like creatures whose primary way of defending themselves is to let out a 15-foot stench spray.
This is so on brand.
This is just a complete nightmare for me. As these just flumps just poof in from another dimension. And they are all going to act on initiative roll 9, apparently. They are not under your control. They're just vibing here. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Wishy, we're on to you.
Okay. I am going to, let's see. I just want to double check.
Always flumps.
Always flumps, man. I can move 30 feet.
And also, folks, while Wishy decides what she's doing, I know we said the goal was to finish up at 9 tonight, but we're going to try and wrap this thing up no later than 9:30. So we appreciate folks' patience as we're raising money for an amazing cause, and you guys keep adding money.
Yeah. I am going to move forward onto the tentacle mass and reach up behind my head and bring my arm down so that the anti-pumpkin gas spews out from over me.
Amazing.
Yes. And I'm gonna have I don't remember what I named him.
Gary! Gary, attack the pumpkin.
Okay, so you're going to send the Fey Spirit. So it can go a full 70 feet because it goes 30 and then 40. So it's going to get right up behind Mork. And I will say, Wishy, as you go to do this, you see there's a woman who's one of the ones that's wrapped up here. And you can hear her eyes are closed, but she seems to be humming. And what she's humming is the same song that you heard Angus. You heard him like whistling a song when you guys had like sort of brought up his spirits, and you can tell like this must be Angus's mom. You let loose a 15-foot cone of Maxoff's spray that just starts to disintegrate these tentacles. It's a very good thing that you brought this because otherwise you were going to have to be basically pulling these guys out one by one. Essentially, with that first spray, you are able to desiccate enough of the tentacles to basically free like half of the villagers that are there towards the top. But the spray does eventually start to like run out. You see as it's like dripping down below, causing a little bit less. There may be a little bit more work done to free the rest of them, but suddenly half of these villagers start to wake up. You can see they have these almost like leech-like welches on them from where the tentacles have been draining their blood. They are weak, but they all seem to be alive.
Okay. Does it look like I will have enough to clear out just these tentacles, or does it seem like the last 2 doses there might be one left?
You've got enough, one more to finish up the tentacles, and then you would have one left.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I will say when the spray hits the tentacles, Farmer Pete lets out a agonizing roar from where he is as he seems to feel some of the pain of this.
Okay. And then I just want to double check. Okay. I think I'm good with that. I don't think any of my cantrips are bonuses.
Okay.
Oh wait. Guidance
Also,
I'm gonna put a guidance on myself just in case.
Awesome. The Fey Spirit will have teleported up ahead, and then it will be Colonel Relish's turn. So he is going to just move his full 30 feet. He just wades into the water.
Yeah, he
before
does.
Screams like, "Stop there, you evil monstrosity!" and pulls out his pistol, finishes loading it, goes to fire it. He's got a +4 to hit, but I'm going to use my boon to give him advantage.
Yes.
So he gets a 22, which is going to be 1d10 plus 2. That's going to be 8 piercing damage. And then, 10 piercing damage. And then he yells out, "You there, big fellow! You might want to duck!" And he reaches into his onto his belt, pulls out a fragmentation grenade, pulls the pin, and chucks it. But he's going to lob it the full distance that he can to basically slam it against the area over here right behind so that it's going to hit both the Crystal and Farmer Pete. He can only use this once per day, and it is up to 60 feet. Okay, yeah. That's about. He can do it like here. And it's going to be a 20-foot radius. So actually, Mork, you and the Fey Spirit are going to need to roll saves on this. This guy's just trying to vanquish evil, and so he is going to deal. You need to make a dexterity saving throw. And this is going to deal, it's a lot of ones I roll, 17 piercing damage.
Okay. You said Dex saving throw?
Yes, for the Fey Spirit and for Mork.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled an 8 total for the save, but I am raging, so piercing damage could only be half.
Well, and you have reckless, you should have danger sense. You get advantage on Dex saves, right? While raging, is that a thing?
Oh, yeah. So, 13 is the other roll.
Okay, so that will just miss, so you'll take the 17 halved. As there's just an explosion of this grenade. And what did the Fey Spirit get?
I'm rolling him now. That is a 10, double checking. 13.
Okay, so it would also take 17 damage.
Got it.
So I think that okay, it's at 10 out of 30 hit points. So it's still up.
I have it at 17. Did I miss something?
I had it at it was at 30, and then I went to 27, and then I just had it take 17 down to 10.
Oh, it was 17. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
You said 10. Okay.
So yeah, there's this explosion, and when that explosion happens, you see a crack form in the crystal, and the whole chamber shakes, and the tentacles start writhing. As Farmer Pete is similarly impacted by whatever damage was done to this crystal. And those magic users among you would definitely have noticed that.
Can the Fey Spirit have used his darkness ability?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Where would he have wanted to put it on?
On me, so that I can't be seen.
Yeah, we can say that. We can say that
move forward.
Yeah. Because what it could have done is teleported to 30 feet to you, deposited the darkness, and then run away.
Yeah.
So we will do. Boop. All right, we'll just put a little purple around you for. Actually, that's hard to see here. We'll do. Yeah, there we go. That darkness.
Yeah,
cool. And then we're on to Kane, followed by the army of flumps. And Kane, at the beginning of your turn, I'm going to need a wild magic surge because we have 2 more to burn through.
I can do that.
Surely no one else will donate anymore.
That's totally gonna go well. Hey, 100.
100? You okay? So you regain all expended sorcery points, but you're not a sorcerer. So, how about you just? Are you hurt, Kane? No, you're not. Just roll again. Roll again.
Okay. I was like, I'm not hurt. I stayed away from everything that could hurt me. 10.
10. You cast Magic Missile as a 5th level spell.
Oh.
I don't know what the range on that is, but
It's 120 feet, and it will be
oh, more than
8?
enough to get the Pumpkin King.
8 glowing darts, because you shoot 3 at level 1. So you create, or no, sorry, and what did I say at level 5?
Yeah.
So 4 more.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 7d4 plus 7. That just shoot out of your chest anime style.
Ah, no. Sorry, I selected too many D4s.
Yeah, that
7
happens.
D4. 13 plus 7, so 20.
Okay, 20 damage to that's to Kane. I don't want to hit Kane. That would be bad. 20 damage as boop 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 boop. These 5 dagger-shaped magic missiles shoot out of Kane and slam into Farmer Pete, avatar of the Pumpkin King. And now you can start your turn.
Okay. So I'm assuming the tentacles are difficult terrain.
Yes.
But I don't care. 25 to get to the tentacles.
Yep.
I'm mobile, so difficult terrain.
Ooh, nice.
Does that matter?
Nice.
It's 20 to get a little bit. I think as I pass Wishy, I'm just gonna shout like over my shoulder, like, "Get the villagers out! That's priority number 1. I'll work on priority number 2." And then I could do another 45 with a dash, so I can get right next to Mork.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That brings us to the flumps, and I think just for the sake of time, the flumps have been called here by the magic of our viewers, and they see Wishy, a fellow sort of fae-like creature. They don't know why they're here or for what reason, but they know that Wishy is trying to get these people out of the tentacles, and so the flumps each of them just start using their tendrils to start like picking these villagers up and dragging them each to safety. So that way Wishy doesn't need to waste a turn like pulling people out. So every flump is using its full turn to just like grab a villager and pull them out onto the shore. And none of them use their stinky spray.
Rescue flumps.
Yes. This is the rescue flump.
You're a kind and benevolent DM.
I also just don't want to have to roll 6 15-foot cone sprays and have you all roll DC 10 dex. So that brings us to finally Farmer Pete himself. He is going to go nuts here for a moment. You guys have hit him. You've hit the precious heart of the fields. He is going to use his grasping arm to attempt to grapple Mork. So this is going to be a melee weapon attack. Were you reckless before, Mork?
I think he was.
I haven't attacked yet, right?
Oh, you haven't attacked since you've been down here.
Yeah, I haven't attacked
All right, well, he's going to miss on a 9. And then he will use, he can make, it's a multi-attack. So he'll then make a slam attack against you. A 19, I think, will hit.
Yeah, that hits.
He'll deal 10 bludgeoning damage.
So 5.
And then as he is going to use his bug swarm ability, and he opens up his mouth and lets out a roar, and just hundreds of these bugs, like a swarm of them, fly out from his mouth and surround you, Mork, and start trying to bite you. I need a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
It's fine.
It's 11.
And 11 will not do it. I will ask if you want to use your boon if you haven't. You need a 14. Oh, you already did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
GM,
Yes.
quick question, because I don't foresee myself using this with all my saving throws, but could I give Mork my boon?
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yes.
Nice.
So you need to get it. You need to get a 3 or higher because you're about to take, I'm going to roll the dice out in the open so folks can see. 6d8 necrotic damage, which would be 33.
Which would put me down. So I'm at 31 health. I need to roll a 3.
A 3 or higher on this. Did you have a minor boon or a major boon, Sid?
I want to say it was major because it was the major.
Everybody
for
got a
everyone,
major.
yeah.
Yeah. So you get advantage.
Okay, so I can roll. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Come on.
Okay, that's better. 16?
That'll do it. So you will take half of 33. You will go down to 15.
Still up.
As these bugs swarm around you, but some of them are getting caught in the bubbles and your feather beard and things are like, so, somewhat mitigating it. But yeah, you took a big hit from Farmer Pete. And that is going to be the end of his turn. He will, then it will be Glendora up next. And Glendora, I do need a wild magic surge to use up the last of the 3 that we had waiting.
Will do. Okie dokie. That's a 58.
58 is going to be for the next minute. Any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flame.
Good to know. Good to know.
I will also say, for the sake of things, I like to be, I'm pretty generous as a GM as far as like bonus actions versus actions with items. So potions are a bonus action for me, but also cracking that gem will be a bonus action. I don't think you need to use a full action to throw a gem on the ground if you decide to use it.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, I'm going to see how far I can move with my movement and get up there. How do I measure? Because I've just been kind of like counting squares. The whole time.
If you hold your cursor down on wherever your character is for like a second, and then it'll make like a little ping, you can then drag.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, folks at home, this is everyone's first time using Shard, except for I think Kay. So appreciate everyone's patience as we try to navigate the new system.
It's actually, I like it a lot. It's very intrinsic.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my action to cast Guiding Bolt on Pete. So let's see what happens. That's a 21.
A 21 will hit Pete.
Okay, so that's going to be 16 radiant. And assuming that he is still standing, I'm going to bonus action, and this is for you, Fuel. I'm going to throw the elemental gem, and I'm going to hope to throw it at Farmer Pete so that it breaks on impact and just summons an earth elemental.
Yeah, that seems pretty great. So he's going to take double that damage from the guiding bolt. The next attack, he is still standing, but the next attack against him will have advantage because of guiding bolt. And you chuck this crystal, and as it slams and cracks into one of the because he's made of like all these vines, and so there's like earth and bits of rock in there. It connects with one of those and cracks as we add a earth elemental to the battlefield and lands right on top of him. Roll 2d6 for me.
Will do. 2. That's a 7.
So he's going to take an additional 7 damage from the earth elemental falling down on top of him.
I love how you just used that as a Pokeball.
Pretty much.
I choose you, earth elemental. Amazing. The earth elemental gets to act immediately, and it is going to make 2 slam attacks. Unfortunately, the first is a natural. Oh, well, it has advantage. So the first natural 1 attack would actually be a 14, which would still miss. The second is a 26 and will hit. It's going to do 18 bludgeoning damage, and it is going to bring Farmer Pete down into the red. He is getting close to death's door. As you see, bits of pumpkins are rotting, or bits of his pumpkin are starting to rot. At the end of the Earth Elemental's turn, he is going to use his lair action and cause flailing vines to emerge underneath every single one of you, shooting up out of the ground. I need dexterity saving throws from each of you. You need at least a 14 or higher.
Does it work on me since I'm standing in a field that has been doused?
No, I think you are specifically going to be immune from it from where you are standing.
Excellent. I'll roll for my guy, though.
Yeah.
You said it was Dex, correct?
Yep, Dex saves. Yep. And so that'll be advantage for Mork.
Yep, I got a 15.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right.
Wait. Hang on. No, it's not. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think. Does guidance work on?
Not as a
I'm confusing
reaction.
myself.
Yeah.
No, it's only ability checks. Okay, cool.
Okay, so for those of you that got below a 14, you are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as these vines like slam into you. And those that saved are going to take half.
Uncanny dodge.
Nice. And anyone that failed is also going to be restrained as the vines have wrapped around you.
I updated his hit points.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, how much damage did you say?
8
Halved?
bludgeoning, halved to 4. Yeah.
Halved if you saved,
Yes.
and then halved again because I'm raging.
Yep. So down to 2 for you.
Okay.
Yep. And anyone else will be, will be restrained. And then that brings us to the top of the round, back to Mork. Take us home, Mork.
All right. We got 13 health left, so let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of red circles on the screen right now. I'm
Mhm.
noticing.
All right. I don't have to do any more wild magic surges, right?
No, we are officially out of that range.
Okay. All right. Then I am going to the guiding bolt was used up already by the
Yeah,
Earth
the Earth
Elemental,
Elemental,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the next attack. Yeah.
right. So then I'm going to reckless attack and I'm going to great weapon master.
Nice.
So hopefully do some more damage. Hopefully not miss.
All right. So that's going to mean your attack is just going to be +2,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
Yep.
But with advantage.
Yes. So that
All right.
is.
I will let you know, Pete does not have a very high armor class, so
I think this works. It's an 18.
Yeah. that'll hit.
All right. So then I add. Oh
That means
boy!
you're going
All
to
this
be
so much
1d12 plus 14.
Okay. So that's 19 for my first attack.
That is going to be enough to take down the Pumpkin King.
Nice.
However, what happens is, Mork, as you slam your axe into Farmer Pete's chest, you see he falls to the ground. All the vines that have been wrapping you guys up kind of fall limp. He falls to the ground, and you see, but rather than starting to decay, he holds his hand out towards the heart, and red light starts to emanate from the heart as if to start to regenerate Farmer Pete. And you still are in the middle of your turn, but you just see, if you don't stop this crystal, then the cycle is going to keep continuing.
Okay.
And Pete will be, it's going to bring him right back. You see where your axe split him in two, like the vines are starting to slowly grow back together.
All right. Okay. So I have. It's been hard keeping track of all these wild magic surges. Am I still levitating?
Yes.
Okay. Can I would like to levitate over him.
Yep.
And use my second attack on the gem.
You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Nice.
Reckless.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh no.
I don't like it. Oh no! After you roll.
I mean, I don't know how high AC a gem has. 11.
Hey, why don't you use one of my my other major boon? And
Oh yeah, there is a major boon that has been used.
I had two sitting on me, so
advantage?
use my other one.
Yeah. So, but I allow
Because I
triple
already-
advantage. You get
Okay,
two of
all
these
right.
at a higher
So roll
advantage.
another one.
Yeah.
All right.
We're playing for charity.
Yeah.
Oh, that was much better.
Okay.
That's a 18 total.
Okay, and roll damage.
So
And I will say this. Oh, go ahead. Let's see what you get.
Plus 14. Jeez. 16.
Okay. Between the grenade and the fact that your axe is now, by virtue of the whetstone, treated as a magical weapon, it will not be dealing the half damage it would have been, which means you have enough damage in this massive mighty swing of your axe. As you slam it in, it hits and you like sink into the gem like a good 3 inches and think like, oh no, it wasn't enough. And then you see cracks start just spidering out from where your axe is, and a red glow pulsates from within before there is an explosion, a concussive blast that throws Mork back away from the wall, and like a wave of shock, a shockwave of red light. And as it shoots across the room, you see it just disintegrates the tentacles. It disintegrates all of the rotten and the evil vestigial energy that was there, leaving a bleeding and wounded and barely conscious Farmer Pete on the ground, and a bunch of villagers that are now kind of like floating and trying to like swim out of this river that they're in. But with the destruction of the crystal, you guys have vanquished the threat. And I will say, given the time that is left, I think that we will be able to do just sort of a little bit of like a montage situation of you guys. Like, we don't need a roll for you to save these villagers. They're all probably discombobulated, but together you're able to get them out. I will say this: Farmer Pete's fate at this moment is up to you guys. He's there, wounded, injured, on the ground. Do you guys finish him, or do you respect the wishes of the townsfolk to bring him back alive? Kay, you're muted.
Save him. I definitely want to try to save him. I have medicinal herbs and healing spells.
We could save him, but I'm 1,000% setting fire to that pumpkin patch. Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
The answer is arson.
Yes.
2 more jars of oil, just this way and that way.
Can I talk yet, or am I still?
Yeah. So yeah, the bubbles finally fade away.
Actually, I've got. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm just standing over him, and I'll just reach out my hand to like help him up.
Yeah.
All right.
What happened? Where are we?
You signed the deal with a fiend, and I'm just gonna like whack him upside the head.
Let's just say you didn't win the pumpkin contest.
Let's say it hasn't been decided yet.
So you're saying there's still a chance?
There's still a chance. I need a seed.
I got seeds for you. I got them all up in the...
We're going to enter together, but you get to keep the prize.
Okay. He like looks around and sees like all the villagers that he recognizes, and yeah, there's like a whole scene of you guys having to sort of just like get him and get these folks out of here. Kay, you stop and you use the remaining lanterns, oil lanterns, to burn down all the pumpkins and vines that are in the field. And you guys return triumphantly to the town of Devil's Run, where Bella the seer and Angus, the maybe arsonist child, have burned down the remaining ones. And also, while we're doing this, because I'm getting ready to do an outro for you guys, we're doing a surprise giveaway at the end that I will let Nekola explain in just a moment. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys know how this ends, right? Like the villagers, they cheer for you guys. Like you see Angus's mother rush to him, and you know, just ecstatic. Folks swear that you have to stay at the inn tonight and promise lots of drinks and songs and dance in your honor. But I think despite all the good,
I'm going to druidcraft
a
pumpkin seed from him.
Yes.
And grow the biggest, prettiest pumpkin.
Amazing.
And I'll like carve into it real fast And what was the name of the town?
Devil's Run.
I'm gonna carve his, like, do one of the shading carvings.
Yeah.
So that it's his face going like this.
Yeah.
And it says, there's text on it that reads, Devil's Run Heroes Stand.
Ooh, I love that. I think word has spread over the course of the few hours of you guys that folks understand, like, Farmer Pete was bamboozled. This was not this was his plan all along. Like, and he feels terrible, and folks are coming. Like, you can tell this is the type of town where, like, folks care for each other, and they definitely, like, people refuse to let Pete buy any drinks that night, and, like, understand that, like, he, if anything, might be the most traumatized of everyone in the village, because of what he caused. And yeah, I think with that prize pumpkin that you help him grow for the first time ever, Farmer Pete wins. Yeah, and I think they rename they raise up, like, a monument for you guys in this town years from now that they call the Heroes Stand.
Can I get Farmer Pete alone for 1 second?
Yeah.
At some point during the party, I'm just gonna get real close in because I'm really scary, and I'm just gonna be like, everyone gets one.
And
And then I'm just gonna, like, fade into the crowd by walking.
Do Sid and Sid, do you or Jacob have any final actions or things you'd like to say to the townsfolk?
Yeah, I'm just looking around like, and I'm still blue. I'm looking around. Does anybody know how to remove a curse? Anyone?
I think Bella says, I can take care of that for you.
Have you sneezed yet? Because you still have a feather.
I would assume that I sneezed when the swarm of bugs came at me.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to derail things.
Yes. And how about for Glendora?
I think it's on the pumpkin that Glendora realizes, finally, this isn't Devil's Fun, this is Devil's Run. And she's been in the wrong place the whole time.
Yeah.
She thought this was, like, some elaborate haunted house mansion festival that, like, her family set up. So she's trying to figure out where she actually is at this point and just trying to figure out where Devil's Fun is and go that way.
Amazing.
Love that.
Incredible. Nekola, do you want to let folks know how we do this giveaway as we let folks do their outro?
Yes, actually, I'm only going to tell you that you'll do ! Giveaway in the chat to enter.
Yes, ! Giveaway.
The prize is actually going to be described by the owner and the publisher and the chef, Jake.
Yes. So I recently released a cookbook, and I have a deluxe edition of the cookbook here, which comes with a set of D&D dice and some cool spells. Can't really see it on the camera, but yeah, there you go. Some spells, and 50 ridiculous randomly generated sandwiches from dice. It is a fun read that I wrote. And I'm giving away this deluxe edition.
Nekola, am I allowed to enter on this one? Because that sounds awesome.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you. You did a real good job.
Cool. I didn't enter for any of the others. And yes, we will only be able to ship this to the US, I believe, Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get it in other places, but I can't do it. I can't do it for this one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys should check out Jake's social media if you ever want to see him eat some of the horrific sandwiches that he's rolled in the past.
Wait,
I will say, if Fuel happens to get selected as the winner, I know they're international, I will cover the shipping to get it to them.
Just to confirm, the horrific sandwiches aren't in this book, right?
Oh, yes, they absolutely are.
Okay.
Yes, they absolutely are.
Well, it just depends on what you roll. You might
There's
get
good
really
sandwiches
pleasant.
and bad sandwiches.
Okay.
Because it wouldn't be roll for sandwich without that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So why don't we go ahead and do an outro? First off, let me just say thank you, everyone, for raising $355. This is incredible. Thank you also for the patience as we went a little bit over. I say almost exclusively due to like 19 wild magic rolls we had to roll. But yeah, let's just do an outro. You guys want to do it in the same way we came in? Sid, start with you.
Oh, okay. Hi. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, just let us know who you are, and also like if you've got anything coming up that they should know about, any events or promos or anything like that.
Got it. Okay. Hi. I am and have been and will continue to be Sid on the internet. I go by she, her. You can find me doing cool things on Roll for Good, which is like a Europe-based TTRPG charity stream, as well as over at Pantsless Tables. I also announce APs from time to time over on Blue Sky at Machayato. It'll be in the chat probably somewhere. And this was super, super fun. I'm going to go ahead and popcorn it over to Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla, just KDM Dalliance, depending on where you found me on the web. I do fun free things on my own DM Dalliance website, which does include a Warlock Pact with the Pumpkin King, if you want to go check that out as one of my fun free things. I also am the general manager for Underground Oracle Publishing, which we just came out with our Haro, like 300-page cipher setting book POD on Friday. And we're doing a horror stream in November on Zeal Zaddy's channel if you want to check that out. And just keep an eye out on my socials. Everything's linked there. You'll see me and Jess post all the time about new UO stuff coming out. We might have another setting book coming out, so check out the socials and keep an eye on that because we're insane and we're doing 3 different systems. Yay! With 3 people. So I'm going to popcorn that over to Katie.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. You can find me on all the socials at Goblin Katie or at goblinkatie.com on Blue Sky. I am currently involved in 2 streams that air weekly. The first one is Players and Book. It is a 5th edition 2024 nautical sort of campaign set in a homebrew world. I get to play with an amazing crew of Jennifer Kretschmer, Lauren Urban, Latia Jakis, and Jeremiah Sumerian is our DM. So come on out Sundays, Players and Book on Twitch. And that starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch me on Shadow City Mysteries. It is a clockwork noir setting that has been set up by Play on Words Studio. So that airs both on YouTube and on Twitch. You can go look up Play on Words Studios and find it. You can also look at my socials, and there should be a pinned post with that information as well. Really appreciate everybody who turned up tonight. Thank you so much, everybody who donated, who shared info about the game, who just hung out and was ridiculous in chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Nick for running this awesome game. My fellow players, you're freaking awesome. This was a blast. And shout out to production and mods, the unsung heroes of every stream.
Yeah. Thank you for managing the tech goblins that kept moving us around.
Yes. No, gremlins.
Excuse me, gremlins, yes.
Thank you. I'm going to popcorn to, I got to go with Jake again.
All right. I'm Jake. I'm rollforsandwich.com for links to all of my stuff. I do have some events coming up. I have a live Roll for Sandwich show at New Holland Brewing in Grand Rapids, Michigan on November 8th. I'm going to be a featured guest at Meeple-a-thon in Kansas City, Kansas in mid-November. I've got some other stuff coming up too. rollforsandwich.com/events. You can find all that stuff there. And yeah, I'll keep eating weird sandwiches and posting videos.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. You guys have been so great. I appreciate it. Thank you to Diversity Saves for inviting each of us to be a part of this event tonight. My name is Nick with Scry Society. I am primarily a TTRPG content creator, but also over the last year or so, I've gotten really into Magic the Gathering. So you can expect a fair amount of that. And also, I am the community manager to Shard Tabletop, the VTT we've been using tonight. For everyone who donated at least $25 tonight or for the rest of the event, I'm really excited that we're going to be able to get folks a 6-month subscription to Shard, as well as like $100 worth of content, including a D&D adventure that I wrote, some music from Sean, and some maps from Brave New Worlds, like basically everything you need to use Shard for the next 6 months, like with like all the bells and whistles, because you can play it for free, use it as a free user, or you can get access to some extra cool stuff. So the only event I've really got going on is that Shard is having a Halloween sale, so it's 30% off almost 100 titles in the marketplace, including this one, Horror at Devil's Run. Shout out to Jeff Stevens Games, who wrote this adventure. So with that, I just want to say again, thank you to Diversity Saves. Thank you to everyone who donated. This is an extremely important cause, and your support means everything. So with that, I'll let Nekola, I don't know if we want to close down the giveaway and then send us off for the night.
Yeah, I am closing the giveaway. And the winner is Fuel.
Hey, congrats, Fuel. Katie has very graciously offered to cover the cost of shipping your way. So you've got sandwiches coming your way.
We will I will touch base with Katie to make the arrangements with Jake to get this all taken care of. Again, a big thank you to everybody for donating today, and we're not going to keep you any longer. We hope to see you tomorrow for the second game of our fundraiser.
Yes.
A Kids on Bike stream with GM Tanya and another group of wonderful players. Same time tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.